Just need to play a normal game, they're going to beat Sprout.
And that's from Dr. Kassad. Wow. He can write that out
Hot
for you.
takes.
Oh my goodness.
Overreaction Monday.
God, gosh.
Jealous.
All right, look, so we got Dust 2, Inferno, Mirage, the start of Group B, and it is the place to be. We're going to go ahead and jump into this first best of 3. We're going to do it with Machine and Sponge.
Yes, indeed. Got a quick boost for ZywOo as they look to surge into top mid. CT's want info and control, and Magisk has got it. ZywOo to join them, and already some good clicks. One to the head, no dead. Spitty had util and retreat. ZywOo to catch the swing on Cat should they desire. And he's repelled the invaders, so that might lead Sprout into a late long commit.
Yeah, 1x bet odds there, clearly favoring the French-Danish mix. But this is standard play here. Now that they do have this long control, well, Vitality know what's coming. He can look to just set up against the two smokes on the cross. The molly can go towards car, can go towards backside. Has been spotted now as old Apex on the jump, so needs to be worried. And yeah, he is. You can see him dipping on out. Doesn't want to get marooned over towards the car position.
Yeah, but they are respecting the potential for a long rotate through T-spawn. They are not completely uninvested in that, but they'll go for a 4-1 split. This sounds about right. It's going to come down to execution now.
This is one of the things, right? For Sprout, they know they're in the dark here. They don't know how much territory they've truly lost. Now that they throw out these smokes, it's a bit of a fake. It's a... Ooh, Spitty. He's going to open up the account here onto Apex. Back around short they come.
Yeah, it's up to Marix, and he's already opened up the account. ZywOo gone. They have to look at him. Rouse as well contributes, and they're running out of players and health. Magisk was the first to catch a bullet. He might be the last as well. Dupree doesn't have the health to contest. Magisk up through short, giving it his go, and that will be enough from him. So, I mean, just patience paying off there, Sprout. They showed face, caught wind of the aggression up mid, didn't lose anybody, and with the absence of casualties, were able to throw 5 down long.
Yeah, the fact that Spitty gets that opening right there, and, well, there's only 2 of them coming through long, and they've rerouted through short, that really is going to make things difficult for Vitality. But curious that they were happy to go to Mirage as the third map here. That's a map that Vitality, since the addition of the 2 Danes, well, the 3 if you count Zonic, haven't picked up a win. They're 0-3 on that map so far, and a map that we were expecting to have some issues on.
Watch it become their best map by the end of the year, because they'll just be playing it so much more than everything else.
But that's the thing, right? We've had this storyline with Device when he went to NIP. We obviously had it with Glaive when you had the likes of BlameF and Config join. He got the backbone of the very good Mirage that Complexity had, and now we're having it again. So it's the gift that keeps on giving, the Astralis Mirage situation.
Yeah, I know it wasn't that long ago before, you know, we were talking about the French teams not having Mirage in their playbook. Of course, Vitality not one to shy away from it. We have got Masuta, Apex, and ZywOo from those French flags flying and keeping them the majority.
Now we got ZywOo and Masuta in my fantasy team, Alex.
Okay, so you have some expectations of the individuals at least.
I like the double scouts here. We know that Apex rocks it, but having ZywOo on one as well, and they're doubled up towards cars. So
it's a cool way to get a frag.
It's a very interesting setup. This, I want to see how the little wombo combo works here. So you can see the smoke towards the corner. Apex has to take a wider line. ZywOo, this is very curious. Okay, boys.
I mean, yeah, why not just use it like an AWP if you both click on the same person?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. You are right. But they've seen enough towards long. Rerouting now back over towards Marix, who currently resides in upper tunnels. Rouse with the bomb. And bringing up the rear is Stair. We'll do my best to get the Danish twang on that, everybody.
Smashing it.
But they can just post up here. You can get... Oh, are they going to clear before they throw the nades? Magisk can tuck in towards this position. They have so much utility, Sprout, for a B exec.
Yeah, and I think Apex is at least going to be on the right side of the doors to provide a third man.
It's very well-timed smoke, and Magisk also has another one. So right now, the fact that they haven't just thrown these out willy-nilly is great for Vitality, because look at the time, 45 seconds.
It's getting awkward, it really is. And if you do try and kind of fake A again, it's going to be very half-hearted. Apex has the doors crossed, Masuta is Molotov'd out, so they will have that information denied. Magisk isn't going to fall for it. He's got another smoke.
Yeah, if he drops it now, they have to run through grey screen. Good luck. This could be a legit...
don't say 5-man save. Don't say 5-man.
It's all right. They're going short. They're going short. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be okay. Come on now, Sprout.
It's fine. If
Oh,
there's not
dearie me.
another smoke.
Holy moly, red beans and ravioli.
Oh, Masuta, backs are turned. He does put one big slice into another. Good damage on this scout from ZywOo. He could take another. He already hits it. Rouse is gone. They're just running out of bodies and health. Oh, every bullet connects. Just walking into ZywOo's domain. He takes slacks, and there's no time. He might even die after with his AK. Okay. Well, that's one way to truly punish the missteps from Sprout there. A well-placed smoke twice, and you end up losing everything one after time. $350 in Spitty's bank account. And Vitality have all your weapons.
That is one of the worst ways to lose the second round. You look very silly. And I like the timeout call from Barry here. Like this, for me, this is probably just slapping him in the back of the head. Say, boys, what the hell was that? Right? Because there was the lack of commit. They didn't draw any utility. I guess they were hoping the game would come their way, but this is the tier ones. This is the big boys. You can't be getting away with little posture plays like that.
Oh, ZywOo made this look so easy, didn't he? Like, just no pressure on him with that scout. You got 3 people progressing towards you.
Camera angle.
And you can see him just dipping, darting in and out of the line of sight, chipping away at them, and no time at all. Admittedly, there was no time to retrieve the rifles, so it's not the worst case. They could have lost 2 AKs there. Vitality didn't manage to wield either of them, so it will be MP9s and M4s. But still, I mean, this is not going to be fun for Sprout. This could definitely plant the seeds of a tilt.
Was that intentional?
Wasn't, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I like it. For those who don't get it, originally they were called Seed before they became Sprout.
And when you plant a seed,
it sprouts.
Thank you.
So it's multi-dimensional.
On the money for my book, but I do see Apex tag up at least one. Marek's brought down a little lower.
How many more scout kills is ZywOo getting here, Alex?
Oh, you know, they are coming his way. I reckon he gets 2 of the 3.
2?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 ain't bad.
Scout's going to try and at least clear car.
Well, ZywOo is going to be back in a big way. Could you imagine an absolute monster like ZywOo having an off tourney? I think, you know, that would really light the fire under him.
True, true. Especially considering how close he's been.
Oh, they're getting a plant. This ain't bad, all things considered.
If they could get a couple more of those kills, it would be laughing, but unfortunately the health and positioning does not imply as such. Poor old Rouse, he fired off a shot. He's hiding in the smoke. They'll work it out. There he goes. There he goes. 3 for Magisk's first 3 as well as he starts to fill the feed. ZywOo, it looks like he's in form, and yeah, as you said, a bad and off tournament for ZywOo. I mean, that's it's something that everyone has to go through in their career. You can't have a perfect record.
Yeah, and another thing is, think about there's a little bit of input lag for ZywOo having to go from speaking French to now speaking English. Everybody at home, if you've been tuning into any conversations I have about international teams, you know that I think that language or communication is one of the biggest components of Counter-Strike. So that's an adjustment period as well. It obviously gets better with time, right? You do something more, and well, it becomes easier. Funny that.
Who knew?
Oh, nice little push here from Magis. He's going to completely call Dark clear, and Apex is also in a forward position. I got to do one of these setups yesterday with Apex to see the way that he sets up. I believe the content will come out at some point, so you can all watch it. He's still using 1024 as the res, right? So stretched, so not black bars at least. Oh, that's an opener. How many more can they get?
If they get another plant out of this, it's impossible. It's actually impossible. I changed my mind.
Okay, well, good thing you did, because Apex, he's been pretty tidy. Grabbed himself 3 in that round. ZywOo finishes off with another grenade kill, and the scoreline reading 3-1. Yeah, his crosshair is so big. Like, it's so massive. I used to rock a big crosshair, right? But his bloody
Really?
hell.
It rivals your granddad crosshair?
Bigger.
Bigger than the granddad crosshair?
Probably the biggest crosshair I've seen of anyone playing Tier 1 CS.
Amazing. I mean, I think, well, I'll have to go and have a look at the pro crosshairs. They've updated them on that CSGO Hub warm-up map. I'll have to try out some of the new ones. Everyone's living the mini lifestyle apart from Apex.
Yeah, I was just asking. He's like, yeah, I've been doing this forever, so I don't know the changes with the setup. Yeah, I don't really care.
I know it now. I've done it so many times.
He had the blasé ZywOo attitude about things. But one of the keys we did know about Vitality throughout the early stages of this year, Blast and Katowice, is the duo of Magisk and Dupree. They get to play this bomb site together. When you move over to Inferno, they play Pit and Site Crossfire together. So we actually got to bring across a lot of what they were doing as a duo over there for Astralis. Oh, they're out.
Yeah, this is a good start.
Oh, nice shot.
Yeah, he's opened up the entirety of middle. That could still fall apart as Dupree does go down.
Oh, spotted now. Spitty was going back T-spawn. Does he want to commit here? He has the bomb.
Yeah, well, I think Masuta's presence, the fact that he has just 2 players to contend with and make
problems.
it too easy now with the bomb loose. Slax doesn't have the weapon for this. It's a scout, and he's hit the first shot, but he needs another, and that's just to get the bomb back into play.
Oh.
Magisk has caught more than a glimpse of Stair, and he's going to make retreating difficult. Masuta's winning the round here from T-Spawn, a nasty way to go down.
Rouse is flanking from long. I don't think they've accounted for him. That is the biggest problem right here.
He's looking for him now. At least considers his options. Loud Stair to retrieve, Masuta to try and punish Stair. You're going to put your head in the vice if you're not careful. Good clear. 25. This gets sensitive now. They are going to have to knife out and head towards that A site. Clock against them. Magisk against them. And a flash to delay them. Confirms they're coming. 10 seconds, lads. We can't have 2 rounds like this. And it looks like Magisk has done enough. 5 rounds in, and Vitality have stuck the knife in and twist it.
I could see it going wrong. As soon as I saw Spitty floating back spawn, this is the issue with that round right there. I understand they didn't want to push the issue on the B-bomb site, but Spitty and spawn and Slax was over towards suicide. Well, Slax noted Masuta's push, and they didn't regroup. They went one at a time. You could see how easy a lot of those fights were for Masuta. And Magisk here, perfectly placed utility. The grenade was great, and then the lineup as they scamper up that ramp. Another round falls for Sprout, 4-1 now.
What a kicker for Marix as well. You don't get double entries middle all too often. That should be round defining and falls apart. Bit of a trip over the shoelaces, as Chad has explained. We can see the dupreeh and Apex at the moment are in a nice duo to respond to any funny business here. And respond they will. dupreeh takes down Marix, Rals onto Apex. I mean, a bomb plant would be dreamy, but to get through either of these setups would require some heavy hitting. Stair spotted. Magisk didn't go full commit to the swing. Spitty, though, is set up on short. Rouse and Stair gonna go meet ZywOo, hanging out with his AWP. We get to see him working his signature weapon and usually the signature answer. Oh, but only one. He's gone down. Masuta caught pulling a pin. He's lucky to have gotten away with that with a good headshot of his own. And now, yeah, the potency nullified. You're going to see it wrap on up. And we'll call it 5. Vitality 5, Sprout 1. Could have been a very different scoreline, though, had they just kept their heads above water. The second round conversion is going to sting. And now you follow that with what was round 6. And it was a nasty way to go down as well. Or I should say round 5.
Well, at least they've got the AWP back in the hands, well, not back in the hands of Slax now, so this could be one of the difference makers. Let's see if they can get anything done here. Speaking of AWP, ZywOo's trained a little slither gap right there, and, well, that's an easy opener. So things really not going to plan here, are they? Slax got one back in exchange, so that's all right.
Yeah.
It's just leaving a sour taste in the mouth.
It is, and I just going from the perfect interview from Marix. It was great to hear from him, and it
was very professional.
It was Stair, excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah, great interview from a 17-year-old, you know, to have the confidence there. But it was also very realistic and talking about their opportunities for getting through to the top 3. Lots of big names in this group. But it's losses like that the top 3 wouldn't let slip, and it's the ones that are going to haunt Sprout so early into this game. This is a best of 3, Chad.
Yeah.
We're 6 rounds in and we're already talking about tilt. Like, it's just, that's crazy.
And that's the big issue here as well, because what I would have tried to preface if we started a bit more competitive would be this would be the best time for Sprout to find an upset, right? You can come in, maybe a little bit fresh, everybody's in the LAN environment for the first time, and that could be a chance to really start to snowball at least some momentum. But here they're going to run on out. 1.5, 5 HP remaining, and Magisk, well, here's the mop.
Yeah, he's ready to sweep Stair under the rug. Slax is going to have to be the first one in, and the flashes don't achieve too much. Rouse has managed to get through mid due to the rotates and frags.
But something. What's more than something?
More than so.
Oh. Oh.
Magisk is alive and kicking. At least equalizes a little bit of the low HP, but Slax has an AWP and Stare has a bullet in his shoulder blades. He's gone.
Save.
No time. Going to be pushed and flashed, and this is brutal. Magisk a little early on that, which actually enables Slax to get away. Lucky to be holding on to his AWP, but it does. I mean, it's not even going to be a cherry on top. It's the cherry on top of a very unfavorable and undelicious cake. What would it be?
Just a cherry?
Just a cherry on a plate.
Do you like cherries?
I love a cherry.
With even the plasticky fake ones?
I consider them two different things, but like a nice fruity fresh cherry off the tree.
Off the tree.
And the artificial cherry flavor. I like both.
Okay.
But they do not represent each other.
Is it like tomatoes and ketchup?
Yeah, wow, very fair. Very astute comparison.
I don't like tomatoes, but I like ketchup.
Yeah.
So
I'll take both though. Artificial and original. Masuta gone. Zywoo caught out. I say that. Maybe not. Maybe not.
He's going to get a couple more here, Zywoo. The fact he's posturing like this, there's a chance they try and squirrel away through the smokes on the fade. Just jumping away. Well timed. Good molly to Bluebin. Spitty has to move. And oh, a leg shot through the smoke right there. Okay. Not the lethal damage he was looking for. 3-on-4 situation. This is a chance now for the Sproutinis.
A great chance, except one smoke does mean that there will be an opportunity to strike from CT. Two of which now fill that void. Magisk can do pre, completely abandon B. And heading in.
Well, this is the thing. They condemned to long, aren't they? It feels like it's going to be their coffin one more time. And this utility, there's a molly for Apex, well, and there was a molly for Magisk, which has been deployed now, but this is going to delay and stall out another 14 seconds. They're all here, Alex. This is, gonna hurt. Flash through?
Yeah, nothing allowed to get across without a bullet.
Come on, boys.
Crosshair was perfect for that. Dupree's got him. Spitty's trying and actually succeeding in the pair with Stare.
I'm loose.
Time, 25.
To fight.
So low. This looks like another
Fight.
potential 1v3. Could have struck as he jumped. Slax missing his AWP shot. Won't want to repeat this. Unfortunate for everyone. Spitty has finished it off. God, it was just felt like it was going to fall apart every step of the way. Sprout, though, convert. Their biggest openings yet.
Thank God, right? And like that was another round that the fights were being isolated again. So I thought they were going to be done for one more time, and that might have been the last they could have stomached here. But Dupree gets this one. It's like, yeah, all right, mate. Fair enough. Spitty actually makes a very ballsy play. So respect to the Spit Dog right there. That he has to make a maneuver like that. This Molotov that lands behind Apex makes it so he has to stay forward and fight, and there's Spitty to finish things off. A second timeout here called quite early from Berry. Spitty's kind of playing a bit more lurky roles these days as well. So I don't know if people have been really keeping up with Sprout. I would say that Desk was talking about, I know that Yanko briefly mentioned it, but talking about how, you know, Sprout were the team who always had their best players taken by Big. I think that's one of the reasons that they will have liked to have gone a bit more international now, because obviously Big have their academy team, and Sprout, if they want to be competitive, right, well, if all the German youngsters are going to get sucked up and funneled into Big and then, you know, Big Academy and then Big, you may as well try as you might with this project. So I like that they're diversifying the talent. I like that there's a couple of unknown names here who are coming out of the woodwork. Yeah,
it's like Big Clan are going to struggle to steal the Danes as much, unless they want to change their language. They've already seen how that goes for them.
Because like at this point, right, it is just Slax and Spitty remaining here. So even as far as coaching stuff goes, Barry's Danish too. You would have been able to pick up that little note from Stare's interview. A short control garnered relatively simply here. The AWP of Zywoo, well, it doesn't exist. It's a scout. And he's over towards window. So they're a little bit concerned right now over mid to B. Dupree tucked in Goose, Apex playing on the ramp, and Masuda anchoring long. There's only a couple of positions that changed. I got to have a bit of a sit down with the likes of Dupree and Magisk over there at IEM Katowice discussing roles and, you know, what had chopped and changed. Well, seems like things seem to be plugging together quite naturally, which is a great way to kick off what you want to be a title-winning team. But they're throwing out the smokes and long, so misdirection, name of the game here. Masuda's going to have some trouble.
Yeah, he's about to get real. Just as he pulls his nades out, and he's still allowed to get two. Oh, gross. And there might even be another one on the cards. It's a necessary frag out of Slax to keep the round remotely interesting. Stare took a beating short with just a Galil. The util's not going to have its punch without the A-gaze behind it. I thought Masuda got caught out there, but he really made it look easy.
There's pros and cons of that long anchor position. one of the pros is, well, exactly there, you just get to focus on that choke point. One of the cons is when everything's going on in the rest of the map, you kind of get, not impatient, but you think, oh, man, no one's coming, no one. And maybe if you get a little bit lazy on your crosshair and someone comes out, and guess what? It's 2 players, and they take long control, and it's such a key piece of real estate. Now your team's marooned between long and short split. Well, that's when it can really fall apart. But great stuff from Masuda to grab 2. And that's one of the things when we talk about rotator roles, we haven't dived into the specifics too much because you guys just hear me go, oh, he's a rotator, right? But what does that mean? Well, he's going to be focusing on his radar a bit more. He's going to be trying to help his teammates. So the A rotator would be coming late to, attempt to flash for Masuda if he's in trouble, or he'd be the guy dealing with the mid to B, spamming through the smoke or throwing out util to try and help out his squad. And you're looking at your radar a bit more. You're worried about the pattern on the map, whereas these anchors in positions, they need to just lock down their choke point and hope that the help can get there in time.
Okay.
Like this.
Yeah, the flash is great, and the frag is better. They needed that. A double for the Sprout openings. A single in return. Suta and Zaiwu are gone. And they are picking up a lot of pace on this. This is actually very promising. The nades are coming in. The spray too. If they can get across without losing a body this time, it would be great. Magisk has made that impossible long range from way downtown with his M4.
So pesky, aren't they? Just so annoying having those bullets constantly coming on through. They've re-smoked here. This could question a boost, Alex.
Yeah, it certainly implies as such. The molly as well to force you into a more visible corner. Nice pre-aim. Stair was ready. Now they can flash and swing. Kind of locked him into an elevator, and he's made no secret of his presence. dupreeh still hanging around for the potential for CT wrap.
Yeah, Sprout not in any rush here. They're just waiting. You can see Slaxy went back to long. Now they're going to take some fights, but this could be the undoing. The bomb's down.
Oh, big problem. Bomb caught out. Rals turns the flash. dupreeh doesn't. Now they group up.
Oh, they're completely going around the world here. Both could just appear from long while Slax and Stair are worried about CT spawn and short, and they're hightailing it. They're just holding W. This is quick from dupreeh.
Yeah, but the thing about they're solving this mystery now. Slax immediately turns his attention to short. They're covered from long. dupreeh's going to be on his way. He's got the health. Apex has a little bit.
Oh, from the backpack.
Yeah, but he's lost Stair. Oh, and they're going to assume he's short. This doesn't get any easier. Slack's in trouble. A whole lot of it. He has a flash, but he's got 2 barreling towards him. Another shy of the mark, and dupreeh will wrap it up. Put a bow on it. Call it 8. Orb to be retrieved. Just an extra upgrade for Vitality, but yeah, they're not going to be letting things like that slip away.
Yeah, and that was another good start towards long. These rounds, you can count them almost, it might take me 2 hands soon, because Sprout are having a great job with openings. Here it is again in the replay. You see Spitty and Marix, they're getting the openers, and then, well, it just gets pipped apart. Really unlucky stuff there. Magisk just testing his luck. Stair does a great job ready and waiting for that boost, exactly waiting for that boost, and at this point, the indecision, it bites them in the ass.
I mean, this is probably one of the more sleeper changes to Dust 2 since the M4A1S was Vogue, is that we are seeing so many more CTs punished with just unloading their mags into the cross smoke. Marix this time has got it without any casualties. 2 this time for Sprout.
Surely.
Yeah.
Surely.
I'll tell you why. It's because of Stair. Yeah, our observer team's into it as well.
Big flank.
Hugest of flanks.
That should...
No saves and everything.
Oh, he's going to get a bit of a timing here. Zaiwu.
Yes, indeed. Now, it's not about winning the round. It's about keeping a couple of rifles. Magisk and dupreeh trying to deal with the Stair threat. He's probably not ready for upper tons. Yeah, that's fair enough. I wouldn't be either.
If they can get the AWP back and at least carry that one forward for Zaiwu, because lost bonus over there is bottom of the barrel for Vitality, right? And their cash, they've been having a hard time building a big bank, and that's because these openings that they've lost, and they've always been manufacturing with man disadvantages, but still converting the rounds. So good for Sprout to grab another. This should be the 3rd.
Oh, dupreeh decided he wanted another kill or 2.
Ooh,
3 is the magic number, bless you. Keeping those 3 rifles alive, and Magisk and dupreeh at least going to be able to drop something.
Should we recreate the Mei with the old man with the skateboard and the hat backwards?
Well, how do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
The man. Isn't that a really famous man? It's Steve Buscemi.
I don't know. I don't know actors' names. They just play characters, right? Like Captain America or Iron Man.
You don't know the actors' names?
Oh, I do. But
you chose bad ones there.
I had to double down. I had to double down here.
You chose some really bad ones there.
Yeah.
The half has been won, and Sprout, for anyone that's just tuned in, enjoyed the first week of Pro League and is here for a second week. Hello. But also, Sprout are world rank 30 on HLTV. They are looking to do impact and have impact. And I think the candidate, the prime candidate, wasn't Vitality in this group. There's not many actually in this list of teams where I think that they could perhaps catch them off guard. The chance of them being underprepared for, I suppose, like something geeky, like you were saying, you can have something that hasn't been seen. Yenko was implying that that's a possibility, but when it comes to the fundamentals, I think Vitality is just going to make it so punishing. You're not going to get away with any slip-ups. And so we're going to have to see if they can close this gap. If we see a 6, we see a 7, we're really pod racing, but let's see if we can get there.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that Sprout has here as well is the fact that Vitality are going to be extremely unhappy with how IM Katowice went, so they've just been sitting, waiting for the last couple of weeks, probably chomping at the bit to get back in the server and go, no, this is what we really look like. Because the potential, and I hate to use that, but the potential of Vitality is huge, right? You obviously have already Apex, who's become one of the better in-game leaders from absolutely nowhere. You've got ZywOo in the server, of course, he goes without saying. Masuda was showing a bit more promise, and then you add into that dupreeh and Magisk, and dupreeh showed in Katowice that he's not done yet, offering up some fantastic CS, and then add Zonic to that mix as the coach. There's high expectations for this team, very high expectations for this team.
Yeah, and they'd be the first to remind you of that.
It's important for ZywOo to take that shot and get across, right? You want your AWP player to be mid-long if they're going to do an A execute. So now that Marex is up short, Slack's back a cat. It looks like Rouse might want to join the pack here. Stair is over towards upper dark is the anchor, and Spitty outside long. So all the pieces are starting to make sense for Sprout if they wanted to go for that A piece. They've got 3 smokes remaining, a Molotov and 2 flashes, so they can do the avant-garde. But you can see ZywOo already starting to posture ahead of this. He already knows this is coming or a possibility. So any moment now, Disaster will strike.
Yeah, just on a little glance, and they walk into his line. He gets away as well. Supportive flashes to stop the re-peek. He's actually eaten one of them. Marex across to Gandalf. Hard taps. Masuda locked out. And Masuda deleted. Marex
Bomb's loose. They need to get it. They need to get the bomb now. Have to pick it up. I don't think there's time.
Oh, what a horrible way to go down. The bomb falls. Where did it go? It drops off the ledge or just on the bridge?
Yeah, it was the last guy coming with it who died, right? So they already had 2 in the site. They didn't have a lot of time remaining, and going into the site right there just wasn't enough on the clock to work with. ZywOo's forward position, he makes it already chaotic at that point because the execute's meant to go a little bit easier. You're meant to make it out with your smokes, but you can see them trying to play ahead of them. But yeah, ZywOo is the one here to drop the bomb at 9 seconds. So at that point, it's too little too late. It's really important when you are playing that CT ramp rotator to know at what times you can scale. You actually want to let them past.
Look at Tons. It's about to get very messy. Magisk already onto Rouse. Oh, and dupreeh arrives from tunnels. They're bullying them. Don't even let them start the round now. Not even letting them get out. I think Stair has taken it by force and drops a corner smoke to at least keep ZywOo guessing.
Yeah, this is good. He might catch them by surprise here. Spitty needs to be, well, allowing his teammate to work. And there's the round.
It's a crippling blow to throw, and I think Apex is going to be feeling good about that call. Just sends his troops in for an aggressive Tons clear, and look at dupreeh arriving Tons. Just as you think it could perhaps be recovered, a third is added to the mix.
Yeah, this is big issues, and it's a team game so far from Vitality. 13 for ZywOo, 12 for Magisk, Masuda with 10, 11 for dupreeh, and then down the bottom, Apex on 8. So yeah, this one is quickly running away. We will get another timeout called, and you can see Zonic, the big man on campus behind them, probably saying, hey boys, you've done well to get 10. Let's get 12. Let's really punish them here today. Their buy, you can already start to have a little bit of a look. It is a little bit broken. Well, more than a little bit. Marex is into an AK. Stair's gone into a Deagle. There's one for Slacks as well. A couple of flashes for Rouse. I feel like Rouse is making a lot of sacrifices for this team as the in-game leader. I think that he could do more if he, it's hard for me to say this. I feel like an idiot saying this, but he can frag, right? So I would love to see him focus on his crosshair more, right? But he's obviously having to kind of corral the troops, and there's 2 inexperienced players in the team of Marex and Stair. So I don't know. I feel like I would love to see him trying to carry the load a little bit more for the squad.
Oh, Magisk is really not letting up the gas. The threat of a long wrap is coming, and ooh, a Deagle to the AWPer keeps things at least a conversation. The suit is very comfortable, though.
I think we call this 11 already. I don't see a way how they win this round.
Spitty does.
Okay, Spitty.
And if Stair somehow doesn't die, which he's died, he's actually achieved that. So Slacks and Spiddy are going to have no fun at all.
No. And it's been time and time again that this long position has been their undoing. It's the only space that they've been able to consistently take, so if we're looking for positives, there's that. But yeah, those early rounds they should have converted. Yeah, they're really going to come back to bite them in what could have likely been, you know, a 10-5 or 9-6 half.
And testament to the B players / A rotators success is that they've died a grand total of 5 times combined. It just means that when you come in their way, they're having no issues, and when you're going A, they're still alive at the end of the round. There's a prime example, cleaning up nicely. Another multi-kill for Magic as he finds himself at 15-2.
I think Dupree made a tweet along the vein of, you know, he's going to try and keep up with ZywOo this year. So, you know, if he's motivated by his teammate to play to that level, right? You think about Astralis, and this is absolutely no disrespect to any of the players in the team at all. I think they're the greatest Counter-Strike team to do it of all time. But, like, Device was the superstar, but Device was like, you know, he'd get his kills, right? He'd do his job. He'd do his job, Mr. Consistent. That's what you love about Device, right? You got ZywOo in the team who has a little bit of extra flair to it. So if it's like, and he's dropping bombs, like he's dropping big numbers. If that's like, hey, Dupree's like, actually, you know what? I can still do it.
I'm sure seeing someone else, you know, do things you otherwise didn't consider or fathom is a very motivating factor as a player. And down he goes. Marek's in mid.
2 openings.
He's got the Dust 2 pin for a reason, Chad. He's repping it because he does like to rat his way through the mids and open up around.
They have to win this one.
Yeah,
Alex.
They do.
They really have to win this one. This would be what, their 4th or 5th 2-man advantage?
Yeah. Can't be Marek's though. He's trying to catch another
maybe it
timing.
can.
He's trying to catch another time.
Oh, he will.
He has. Whoa, brilliance. Just on the read. Not ready for Masuta from behind, but Masuta's got 3 to overcome. Spiddy confirms that he has committed towards the B side of the map. Now, this is where they can't really mess this up. Right? Yeah, right. 11-4. Sprout end on a W, and now swapping sides. We'll see if Vitality's T side is as clinical as their defense. We'll take a quick break and be right on back to see how Dust 2 ends up. Doesn't even need the tracer fire, the sound alone, he finds him. And that early pick from Spitty now feeling like a bit of a disadvantaged round. 45 as they try and get across, and they've done it just on the fade. ZywOo fading their lights to black. Another quick click. Spitty run down with a pre-fire.
I think they spotted his barrel somehow because it looked like they were glued towards that position, right? And that is a hard clear from Dupree.
Yep, Magis, he's got this on lock, and a horrible way for it to fall apart for the Sprout boys. He needs ammo. Somebody find him a gun. He's over 12 now for Vitality. All right, well, they want to finish this, and I do think that there is a vibe to Vitality, exactly as you put it, that they have got a lot to prove to themselves and to everyone else, that Katowice was not an embodiment of their skill.
Well, this is the thing, right? This all will put this team together to win trophies, because towards the tail end of last year, you know, hindsight's 2020, but the Shocks and Kyojin version started to do better and better, right? Now, they obviously knew what was going to happen with this.
But picking up wins, as you've already kind of, you know, awarded the coffin and the headstone, is a weird one. Puts you in a weird place.
Gonna have to kind of justify,
enjoy it,
right?
I mean, you can enjoy it. I know the frame I'd like to put on it, which was like, you know, last ride with the gang, and
sure, we
ended on a high.
Oh,
and Marix onto Dupree with a
kill.
tag on Slacks. He does like to go kill. ZywOo's so bloody pesky though. He's only gone and got the AK-47 and the kill back. So nothing that will fall too tempting into the Sprout hands. The rest are just operating with IKEA weaponry.
Notice how Sprout as well don't have like smokes. When you saw Vitality have their force fire around that, a lot of smokes, they were able to close certain parts of the map with that utility, just block off choke points. Heading back towards Long, right? They've got 3 of the 4 remaining here, and it's just stare over towards Pit. He's on an island, so what you want from him is a kill. You need to get 1 kill out of him. One's enough.
1 is plenty. And he's going to be run down.
I don't know he's here, right? I do now.
No, they don't. ZywOo didn't get the memo. Shut down, but he's got this kill that was demanded of him, and the rest are low. This could be the revenge that Sprout so desperately seek. Slacks puts it between the 2 wickets.
Here comes the flank from Magisk. This should win the round right here.
Yeah, Spitty's just been called to action. He knows now he can activate. Spitty, will you have a second guess? Will you have a second guess? You won't. You won't. And Magisk has got you dead to rights. Dead to rights. Magisk cleans up. 19 for the day now. He is just having fun.
Yeah, top on the scoreboard. 17 for ZywOo, 14 for Dupree, 13 for Masuda. And Apex, well, last time we said he was on 8. Well, he's still on 8, but he just has to call the shots, right? Not having to do a lot here. 13 to 4, the force by falling flat should just be pistols, so 14 almost more than secured. And just 2 more to get us across the line here on map number 1. But we have Counter-Strike coming to you all week.
Oh, we've got some fun in store for everyone as well this week. We've got some bits and bobs planned. We're going to be changing up the cast of duos.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Bring Your Son to Work day with Harry, so I'll see how I go there.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I'm looking forward to having my very first cast with Hugo Byron.
Hugo B. Byron.
B. Byron.
As he officially goes.
Of Byron Manor.
You can ask him about some of his favourite pistol rounds. He's a bit of a connoisseur of the old pistol round as well, Hugo Byron.
Also, I'm going to actually have a bit of an intervention with him. I'll leave it at that, but like... there's
intervention?
Yeah, I just think it has to be done in the public eye, and he doesn't have like a wealth of friends that I can gather, so it's going to have to be the people.
In front of the Counter-Strike world.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's see what happens,
There you
shall
go.
we?
That's some suspense. I like to keep you guys on the edge of your seats as Magisk has made it 20 and 4. Farming as he throws on his straw hat and grabs his pitchfork. Makes a change from Twitch chat.
Oh,
One from
that ain't bad.
But this gets better as he slaps 3. 3 with his AWP. He's made a round out of this. It was falling apart at the seams until Slack started to rack him up. Masuda, though, he's becoming more and more of a gamer. Very low, very, very low. The Incendiary could win the round right here. Got to jump, got to move, got to spread, got to spread.
Alive?
He's just risking it. Okay, nearly got very awkward. But Slacks has really saved the team and the entirety of their competitive chances.
Yeah, and you know that Rouse knows how important that AWP was. First thing he goes and picks up, then the defuse will come on through. So securing that one. The leader, a one-on-one against Masuda, gets the first round on the CT side here for Sprout. So, hey, look, we're on the board. Now we can start adding them together. Let's see how many consecutive are possible, because that round looked like it should have been over out the gates. Hero moment there from Slacks.
Yeah, and it gets worse, doesn't it? Like when you win those rounds after the state of play, you just have to do it again. You have to do it again. They've got everything, every single AK nade and even sidearm they desire. The second shot was great onto Dupree through the smoke. And that was the savior that was Rouse.
Yeah, that's one of the things you're talking about, him jumping and stuff. You put yourself on board with him. One of the worst ways to die is like when you're trying to jump and maneuver out of the way, right? So trying to stand his ground, but goes down regardless. Here's the woo.
Woohoo. Oh, they're coming. Rouse, they're coming. They're already in. The flash is good. Rouse contributes a double. This is a great repulsion of Vitality. Gets them out of the sidebar one. Just Dupree to find Marix. First man on the scene. Apex is in as well. Confirmation as his ear pressed to the door. They might flash and go. Yep, nice catch.
Pressure.
Good pressure. Marix is gone. Up to Dupree to clutch, but it's very manageable and he's got so much time. So bombs on his back, 2 already. And 2 more to go.
We can creep back across here, right? While the door's smoke is up. If he leaves the bomb site completely, they're going to spend a lot of time just faffing about, right? They don't want to push in. They don't want to take a risk right now to clear out B. And while this indecision, has he just cut noise? Where is he? Where's Dupree gone?
Could be about to swing doors in 3, but he's not.
Yeah, and this is the thing. He has so much time right now, Dupree. The penny has to drop for Sprout at some point. Who's going to say it? Is it going to be Rouse to say, look, guys, it's possible he's left the site now? Are the two of them going to piece this together on their lonesome? Looks like Stair's starting to get a bit of an idea here, but look how close. You've got these two tied together at the hip.
Yeah, and it is actually going to be their undoing. He's going to have a completely wide open A site, and their rotate is going to be the longest possible. Dupree is
He's done him here, hasn't he?
A thinking man's game.
He has so much room
Is he
right
long
now.
plan? He's not that geeky. Okay, short side. He'll likely front to play and house that too.
And he's dropped.
Oh, lads, yeah. This gets uncomfortable. He's going for a little bit of a cheeky one here. He wants to make it a 1v1, try and isolate these duels. He tried to catch the one on the front of the pack. Slack's right to grab a rifle if he could. Flashes could be useful, but not going to find him. Dupree's actually sticking around on the site, hoping the other side is clear, and they do go downstairs the first, and now looking to dance with Slacks. He saves them.
Oh.
Not for the first time, as the 6th is secure, and Slacks is the one to thank.
Back-to-back 1v1s right now. That's the way that Sprout are able to keep themselves in it. So if your Vitality get the bomb down again, you can continue to apply pressure on the economy. Sure, you're a little bit lacking in 3 out of the 5 players Masuda and Dupree can buy, but this is a situation where you're going to go for some form of an investment. Definitely so. You know that their economy really sucks right now. It's actually going to be a timeout from Barry, the coach of Sprout, just to let them know we're still in it, right? These last couple have been grindy. They've been very grindy, but we've still got them on the board.
And I know you don't have the magical formula, otherwise you could be making a pretty great commission in applying it to all the teams that are coming into this tournament. But how do you stop? You know, what would be your ingredients to stop a team coming into tournaments like this, like LFO did, like Sprout did, and playing scared? Like some riling guide speech, like lads, just play as you did at home, because it just never happens. It's not as easy to go 1-to-1, play the same way you used to. You know, like something changes in every human, and they just will play more scared. Like in that 1v2, they played like they were up against, you know, God incarnate in the server.
Yeah, and look, sometimes it's understandable, sometimes it's not. Like in the first half, I actually think the pistol, and then if they were able to pick up the second, we would have seen them a much bigger bag. But you're right in the terms of like making sure you play the same way. But there's two trains of thoughts here. One, you can come in, you can play gimmicky, and you can have all these different moves and all these little cheeky things early that are going to kind of throw them for a bit of a spin. Or you can come and try and play their level of game and well, eventually, if you want to be a top team, you have to play their type of game, right? So I think that this one here, the scoreline in the first half is a bit misleading to how it could have been if they converted their number advantages. There we go, Dupree.
Yeah, it puts Spiddy really on notice, and that's a really nice conversion. Puts Zywoo on his bottom. So there are 2 rifles in play, to be feared for sure, and it might just be Dupree winning this on his own. I like the metric he's given himself. He is measuring himself to Zywoo now as his litmus test for form.
Back to long here. So look at this. They play with the rotation. Top left-hand side of your screen, you can see the little blue dots. They've moved away from long. Both tucking in now towards the site. Slacks is here with the AWP. Does he get 3 again?
He has to, I think. He's on his own. And he peeks straight in. Masuda gone on the re-peek. He doesn't let up, and Dupree's gone. A manageable 2v2. Apex no armor, just the Desert Eagle. $700 invested if he was to take down Stare on his long checks. He's got a lot to do, and he's dealt with it. Magisk long and confirms it. Now the rotate's on its way. Rowls to provide backup, and Magisk on a timer to isolate. That's the duel. Well played. Stare stays as a pillar on the site, provides the double. We will see this gap close. And now back into the AKs. That was just a half buy from Vitality, some save rifles, and we will go again.
Yeah, so they keep it costly again, right? So one of the keys, you go, oh, they could have won that round. Yeah, sure. But with the investment that they just had, the idea was to just keep the money of the CTs at around the same level. So dupreeh with this beautiful opener, and then the follow-up was good. The trade onto Slacks. They do retain the AWP for Slacks, which is quite key. Zai was actually only playing his trade on the Scout yet again, so unable to get the big green in the big man's hands.
Small price to pay, I guess, for the way how threatening of a round they managed to build.
If he uses the Scout the same way he did in round number 2 of this game, I don't think it matters what weapon he has. Run boost out top mid, or just a boost, not the run boost, so a little bit of an elevated position. And
I mean, Scout v Orb. Scout wins.
He's so quick though. He's agile, you know? He's like
a puma.
Yeah, well, he's stinging like a butterfly. No, that's not how it goes.
I don't remember those kind of... Is that an Australian butterfly?
Sting. Yeah, he's...
Even the beautiful butterflies sting in Australia.
Everything's scary in Australia.
I don't know, you got those honey badgers. Do you have those?
Honey badgers. Yeah, we have honey badgers.
They're pretty cute.
I showed you the quackers.
Are they dangerous? I don't think they're dangerous.
I don't really know. There's a rugby player whose nickname's the Honey Badger.
Honey badger dangerous.
Are honey badger's even Australian specific?
I don't know.
I don't like a badger. Doesn't seem like a native Australian animal.
Oh.
Badger, 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 badger.
A honey badger can be an extremely dangerous animal.
Oh.
It will attack humans, horses, dogs, snakes, lions, and hyenas without hesitation.
Oh, they are cute.
And cause considerable damage. They are cute. They look like tanky skunks.
Tanky skunks, all right.
Tanky Skunk, the name of my first album. And a grenade right on their nostrils. Says it's actually just gone a bit too high, and dupreeh has planted the bomb. A 5-man retake. It's time for a very expensive retake simulator here.
I like this though, right? I am still a bit of a proponent of retaking if you have good understanding of what needs to happen, right? You can play the retake setup in the util, wow, a couple of flashes, a smoke, a HE, there's kits in play, and they can actually take their time. They just need to go through all the checks and balances.
This is the smoke to enable a clear on Apex, but no one's gonna do it. Okay, Rouse has taken him down. Playing the numbers, dupreeh needs to flip the scales. And they're equally trading as it stands. Zaiwu's just got a shooting gallery and a very hard shot demanded of Slacks. Yeah, dupreeh, just the tip of his head visible. And a combination of Danish and French pizzazz puts 15 on the board. Dust 2 does look like it is certainty now. And a recap of that veto, we had Inferno as a second, but eyebrows raised should we get to that third. Mirage hasn't been going swimmingly for Vitality.
Normie maps. We never loved the normie maps around here. Like, Vitality removed Vertigo. That's where it could have been heading as the third. And maybe a reason they did was because it was quite close when they played Sprout back at IEM4. I know it was a different roster. I understand it was a different time for both teams. But knowing that at least some of the names are more proficient on it, you can see why. But Outlong again, this should be the final round of play, just up against the upgraded pistols, the Scout in the hands of Slacks. And we've had some moments from Sprout here. Could have been a little bit more dangerous in patches, but this is how the cookie crumbles, as they have complete mid control. They're trying to swarm towards upper tunnels. That's where Magisk was just shooting some bullets. And, well, guess what? He's gone. Long gone.
Long gone is an appropriate prefix. They are already here, and...
Now, I don't like the retake in this situation, Alex.
No, I don't either. In fact, so much so, I think I'm almost going to resign myself to only talking about dead CTs. Marix, Slacks, Rowls, all gone. Stare and Spiddy gonna try their luck and already locked out at a smoke, staring at it and thinking about Inferno, as we will be shortly. But I think the biggest takeaway from Dust 2, it's gonna have to be Vitality. Definitely looking like they're having some fun here, but also knuckled down. Masuta ends on 18. They are just fragging up a storm and coming in with a point to prove. 2 players on 23-8. It is dupreeh and Magisk with some crazy KDs and flexing some of their big trophies as well. We're going to take a break. When we do come back, we're going to have the opportunity to...
team like Sprout at this level, people should be paying attention. But here we go. Sprout gets a start on the CT side. A wide swing out middle here from Masuta. They just want to corral and push back this 4-man stack top mid.
Couple of quick clicks and Sprout can solve this mystery, and it is even trades for now. 2 successful clicks. Marek, did he take one? No, Spitty provides. He's in Boiler. Can't go down on long, and he's just been goosed. Stairs running out of options, and oh, he's gone down. Ral's now, no armor. He's got all that nades, but it doesn't matter when Dupree's hitting his clicks. That's 3 from the Dane, and he is definitely going to be coming in to have somewhat of a renaissance over the course of his return to competitive play. I think Kanavica bothered him. I think it bothered a lot of them.
We've done the bookends of the Danes here.
Yeah,
on either
true.
end of the table.
Considering they play a lot of sites together, it's unusual not to partner them up next to each other.
Would you say it's a French sandwich?
French sandwich, yeah, I'd say so.
With some Danish bread.
Danish bread, but with some French salami.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Saucisson.
Yeah, all right. That sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, they just wanted to fight, and they did. You saw the 1x bet odds at the top of your screen as we were leaving the spawn. And, well, it's not going to get any better for Sprout.
Oh, look at Zywoo. He's just been allowed to go walk up. Oh, he gets to have fun. He gets to set the pace. Everyone follows Zywoo. Zywoo go kill, and Marek's go kill. That's cancelled Zywoo's plans. Great click. Disappears. Going to be very happy with that one. He's actually greedy to repeat. Takes another chunk out of Masuta. Softening them up. They're playing this exactly as you should. Making the most out of this armored pistol. They do want to go quick, and I can see Epix's crosshair now. Wow, it is ginormous, yeah.
Well, they've re-smoked. They're going to go through here. This is the difference, right?
Walking straight past Rounds. He's going to get the frag, and now, well, Stare at least keeps it competitive. A 2v2. Rotates late. This is a hard clear. I don't think Spitty's going to do it.
Still a chance here for them.
Does he? Oh, no. And Marek is just going to go ahead and accept his fate. Maybe there's something he can scoop up in middle.
Yeah, look, we all want to look for a consolation here. So, going to do his best to find what he can. But it's just going to be Mac 10. So, better than nothing, I guess, as the old saying goes. But we're going to hold on to the head armor, the Deagle, the Mac 10 to carry through. Oh, he's going to go for the Scout instead. So, thinks that Slaxy Boy could find them some tags. Now, that's always not too shabby. Yes?
Oh, no, it's just...
Apex Crosshair?
Yeah, it's actually bigger than the Observer crosshair.
Yeah, but this also, I want you to remember that this is on native res.
Not on 1024.
So do this right now. Change your res to 1024 4x3 so you can truly see what this is like.
Let's go 4-3.
Yep, and then 1024 768. We might need to change some NVIDIA settings here to make it stretch, but you'll get the gist of it.
I'll get the gist.
We'll get there eventually for you. It's huge. But he does make it smaller on pistol rounds, he told me. A little bit smaller on pistol rounds, he showed me when we were doing it yesterday, but it is beastly. Did the game crash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that.
I deserve it.
Sorry,
Slax,
man.
however, has once again taken down Zywoo. That's his 2 deaths have been the opening death of these last 2 rounds, and look at the damage. Slax puts one into the thigh of Apex, now walking with a limp.
This is still a hard round for Sprout, even with that tag, right? You'd want to funnel them in towards this B stack. So I think they're going to get away with it here. Masuta mops up the mess. The low HP of Apex and Masuta may come in depending on how much they want to push Banana. They're ahead of that molly. Apex needs to tuck tail here. 1. And that's it. He's going to go down. AK is going to get scooped up. Problems are really going to start to mount now.
Yeah, especially considering they've got the info that it's completely clear and the bomb's gone down. So...
Maybe save the AKs. Yeah, I think saving the AKs is the best call here, right? Give yourself a little bit of a bolstered buy going forward. If you can grab another one, Spitty, if you can grab another one, that would be great. And just can't hit the mandatory bullets with the USP. But for Stare and Marek, this is great. AKs to carry across very, very early here. It's going to be curious how aggressive Slax can be, right? With the Scout, it's different. You want to take a few more risks, right? But when he has the AWP, are they going to try and enable him? Are they going to allow him to go for those opening fights? And if so, what's the punish on the other side of the server? Couple ammo. And here we go. Going to move into the business round of things right now. This is where we start to get a little bit excited about the buys. And as mentioned, those AKs are going to strengthen the CT side of things. Slax there. This is the important kill from Masuta, right? If Slax gets the tag and gets away, could actually have found himself in a world of problems. And Dupree avoiding the worst case of dropping over a third AK-47 towards Spitty. But no T-side AWP right now.
Careful, Slacks.
There it is.
Off. Yeah, he takes a gamble, and it's rewarded. Masuta has to watch from the sidelines, and already Vitality at a disadvantage.
Good stuff from Slacks there. I think that it's very difficult, you know, as an AWPer on this map, if you're just sitting back and looking at smoke walls, you have to manufacture your own openings at certain points. And that doesn't mean just go aggressive and be like an absolute, you know, liability to your team, but it means make sure that you can set them up pretty. And what we saw on Dust 2, that it was a little bit difficult for them to close out number advantage scenarios on their T side. Let's see if they can do it here on the CT side. Lots of time on the clock, still over a minute remaining now, is turning their attention back towards A. Vitality looking to line up some utility here.
Marix is just floating as well, so it will just be two of them initially. Slacks Molotov'd out, he'll stick around, and yeah, good fundamentals from Vitality to give him nothing.
It's better than a smoke, so now they can just creep up mid for free. So if Slacks re-peaks, he's going to get a rude shock here.
Yeah, the tight line. Flashed and... Oh, no! Deleted. ZywOo in.
They should wrap A here. If they go B, it's going to be into 3 players. They don't know that, though.
Oh, and that's a big frag for Marix to post. Now ZywOo doesn't have a friend, at least on long side. It's going to be Spitty in the pit, dialing or dancing with death and flashbangs. Now they're in the site, and they've got time to plant. Still a 4v2, though, and they may disrupt this. Partnered up. Good pre-fire. Spitty through the smoke. Brought down low. They have to push as a team. In the fade, Spitty catches Magic's clear, and it will be Sprouts first, but still just hanging on at times and threatening with only 2.
Yeah, they trapped them in the box that was the bomb site there, so they're going to get that defuse on in. They've retained that AWP to give across, and Vitality will stomach the first gun round loss here. For them, it should still be plenty of cash for a buy. The only man who's light on is going to be Dupree with 3.4, so just a bit shy. But that should still be enough for him to get a Galil out and all the goodies. But this is great from Slacks here. You know, going for the aggressive maneuver, I didn't think we would see it straight off the bat, but yeah, impact for him, and they were able to convert off the top of it. So really good stuff from the German AWP player.
We saw a couple, only the handful of rounds we saw from Sprout on the CT side was off the back of his AWP as well. So he is definitely becoming a win condition up against Vitality, at least for round wins, never mind the series. And he's allowed to post up again. No one's going to challenge him out. 2 swinging up to second mid. He's a bit late on that, yeah. We'll get away after nothing to report.
It's wild that they don't do it like instantly. Like a lot of teams you see go straight on down with the molly, but they delay it just a little bit there, and well, they're past. So you can see already slipping into Boiler Room, Masuda and Dupree up through the Hall's position. Spitty, the pit anchor, crossfired with Marix in sight, and Slacks' AWP posted up towards Arch for one more time. Util over the top, and away we go.
Yeah, Slacks gets info. Short is occupied. Spitty and Marix with the crossfire for it. Slacks solely responsible for long side, and you can see the extra utility drop to the B players means that Rals doesn't need stairs help immediately.
Okay, so they've dropped the smoke top banana now, and that's been just above the 1 minute mark. Another smoke on Rals towards B. He's so aggressive, Slacks.
Yeah, he wants to keep this control. And he's doing it rather alone at this point.
Jarring. It is very jarring. And this is well-timed utility. B bomb site still has 2 smokes on it. So if Vitality decide to go back towards B, keep that in the back of your noggin. Well, make it 1 now. Instead, dropped out his. So 1 smoke remaining. They've gambled over towards the B side, though. This is on Marix and Spitty entirely.
This has worked out wonderfully. Apex to throw the util. And they flash on and go. This is going to be really tough to defend. It's simple. Yet effective, swinging through. Nice dance from Spitty. Marix as well, good for the first. The second is good as well. Vitality segmented. And yeah, one after another. The CTs have handled business, and this is going to be a retreating Apex. Will they even bother to hunt? I think they've confirmed the round is theirs.
Yeah, let him keep it. It's all good in the hood. I wouldn't be too concerned here. That was handled. And you're right. It was very 1 at a time. It was great work. Each individual on the site getting their mandatory kills, and that's why Vitality had no way to trade. So very well handled in a round that could have got out of control. They gambled over towards B. It was the wrong gamble, but their players anchoring down the site in pit did exactly what they needed to do. And this is what you like to see, right? Because if it goes the other way, Spitty doesn't get the first, they're able to overwhelm. Marix is now having to worry about them waterfalling out apartments above him in multiple different ways. And even off the round win, looks like Barry wants to call a timeout here. I actually love to see it, right? Yeah. Setting them up now for what could start to be a bit of a haul here on the CT half, because Vitality have to take a save. They have to keep this, well, carried across Apex, AK-47, and the rest of which should just be some light pistol upgrades at best.
How many other Counter-Strike players are published authors? You know, Zonic is
Zeus?
Zeus, that's good. 2.
I think that's it.
Okay. Well, we've got 2 published authors in the Counter-Strike space, and one of them is roaming behind Vitality during that timeout. I haven't got around to reading his book. I think there is an English translation, actually.
Yeah, I have it on my Kindle.
You do?
Yeah, I started reading it.
Okay, no.
Didn't finish it.
I think it would be great for the next time we have like an hour fill session. We can just
read the book?
Read the book.
All right.
Like story time with Alex and Chad.
Well, Slacks is going to keep up this aggression, and look, I'll be honest, eventually he will get punished.
Yeah.
Like eventually he will, but I like it, because if he can get on a bit of a... He only has 3 kills, right? But being a bit of a heater and find openings consistently, that's such a thorn in their side to deal with.
And also shaking off dust too, you know, being reminded he can play his own game, and I'm sure his own game probably constitutes a lot of mid-peaks. Apex, though, saving his AK, so he is going to just be at the very tail end of this pistol round. It is just Glocks.
Yeah, they didn't invest anything around it. You'd think maybe a flash to enable Apex, but they wait out the early U2. Oh, that looks like a nice grenade right there. So just going to soften up 2 of the 5.
And there's more where that came from, Chad.
Oh, this is a great... Oh, Lord!
Stare impresses us with that one. Lovely find. Just taps the head. More to come, and he's had enough of that. Good call from him. He doesn't want to be losing an AK or his life.
This might be a bit of a limp biscuit here. They might just want to head back and forth ping-pong between both sites just to milk out as much utility as they can. It was funny the other day when LFO were playing Ancient, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were just on one of those pistol rounds, and Licky's typing, "Give utility, please."
Just one.
I thought that was very humorous. Rushley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's not with us on the 1s, 2s, and 3s today. He put it up on his socials if you wanted to go have a little bit of a giggle.
He's not here.
No.
Damn, Rushley.
He's doing content for Yanko this week.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, well, I figured he just wanted a holiday, because I don't expect him to do a lot.
He does too much, if anything. And there we have ourselves a lovely wrap into the Slacks AWP. So good to get him, as you said, heating up. We've got him on 6 frags. There's a couple of eco bashes there to keep us tied up. 3-3 the score.
Smiles on the faces too. Look at that. That big grin.
It's probably just feeling
having a good time.
You know, they're probably just talking about that one tap, and that's the one tap.
Hello. Yo! Reaction shot onto Drally right there.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Get Right one from forever ago onto Silo.
On Nuke, yeah. Okay, well, Apex, because of the virtue of, well, how the loss bonus scenario works in this game, he's only down to a deagle here, and you can see his frustrations on the cam. Everybody else with the AK-47s. Is it more direct approach right now? Because Apartments, well, it houses a few.
Yeah, this is actually a really spicy setup. Slacks, you said it was going to get punished. Oh, Dupree, he's dealt with the first. They know the orb's tagged. He jumps into their crosshairs. They win that out, and that is essentially the round. Wow, that's a quick way to conclude.
All right, well, save. We love a good save on Inferno. It's one of our favorite things to do. You go, you sit in ruins, you hang around, you check it out, you listen to the birds. You grab yourself a smoke that's on the ground, and yeah, you just chill on out for a bit. So this is a really good time for everybody at home to use the social medias. If you're on the Twitter sphere, if you're on the Instagrams, you can tag Alex and I, you can tag the desk. We've got Yanko, we have Kassad, we've got Trace over there. Use the hashtag ESL Pro League. You know, you want to send us any questions? You want to send us a picture of a honey badger?
Yeah.
Get involved.
I mean, I've even actually brought up Twitch chat to see how you guys are communicating, and it is all very
Spog champs.
It's PG-13. It's mold pecs at the moment.
Mold Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I guess he wouldn't be too happy with. Well, I mean, he would be very happy with the way that's worked out right now. Walking into the site and winning it with 1 minute 30 still on the clock. You take those, and that's off the back of a timeout as well. So don't forget, Zonic probably called or had a part to play in that. They called the timeout off the back of that. And, well, I don't know, you probably didn't account for 3 people fighting apps. And Dupree just reacting off the info. They knew they brought Slacks down low. It was a likely trade, and Masuta to trade off of him. They win the numbers game, and the numbers extend in their favor as well. Everyone's got a weapon. Let's jump into round 8.
Hi, I'm round 8. And today, we're going to be with Slacks, taking an aggressive stance down middle. Now, he's going to turn his attention to alt middle. Well, guess what? Siphoning their way through Apartments yet again are Team Vitality.
If it ain't broke, Chad, don't fix it. They're going to be grouping through Apartments quietly. Spitty's going to have his head on a swivel. Drops off. I don't know if that was loud. Masuta jumps into the crosshairs. He'd loved a second, but dropping into the pit, a hard shot to track. Slacks misses it. Still beating now Dupree's heart as mine quickens in pace. Bomb planted, and, well, What do you do about a 4v4?
So many nades though. Like, look at all the grenades left over for Sprout in this type of a round. They could actually start to manufacture a bit of a retake here, but we need to talk about what util they need to throw out. They know that Magis was spotted over towards Boiler, and there he's gone. So that's a big pick now. So much nades. They can nade over towards Pit. They can molly debris out.
Someone has to consider Boiler. Even though Magis pushed apps, someone has to be ready for this late flank. The distraction's there, the nade is there, and now Rouse. He has saved Sprout twice. Zywoo is a problem though. It's light on time. He loves this kind of round, and Marix is better. They have enough time based on the extinguish. And we will go 4-4.
Well handled. And I don't know how they had so many grenades left. That's crazy, right? Because we were focused on what was the action towards A. I guess over towards B, they were holding on to all their goodies, right? And just from all of that, able to piece together that retake. But the most important kill right there was the one on towards Magis. So big stuff. And another timeout called. So Berry is really making sure he keeps them level-headed in the early stages of this one.
And probably no surprises that Rouse is the one that's actually babysitting the back. He knows his aimers are running in. All he's got to do is make sure there's no one to fumble their plans.
Now that right there, it's telling that they're trying to exploit Spiddy on Pit with these explosions, right? So that is very clear to me because they've gone for this style of maneuver 3 times already within the first 8 rounds of play. Spiddy's holding his own. He is holding his own. If he's getting the first every time, he's doing a great job. But they're trying to deal with the fact that when there's 2-man setups from Sprout, maybe it's not so apartment or pit centric. So that seems to be a bit of an issue right now for Vitality. Now we'll be able to buy back in. The Wu will get out his AWP, AK-47s for the rest, and while Masuda won't have any grenades here to assist his team in making the magic happen. But what's the chop and change going to be? Looking a bit more default as Apex and Magis make their way up the banana.
Oh, that's a nice way to take it. Oh, and Magis does take it. Rouse loses his head. Kept even.
Okay, well, in the 4-on-4, and again, Sprout are doing a good job at retaining a lot of their utility here. They haven't just lobbed out all their mollies and nades early over towards Banana. Now they can try and dissuade and push back. A bit of chip damage. I guess the lightest term of chip damage, but they're going to come forward here.
Oh, just as Zywoo looks away, Apex doesn't need any help, and he knows he's going to accelerate into that. His gamer sense is tingling. He knows it's likely no one home, and in they go to a wide open B-bomb site.
Yeah, this should be the save again here from Sprout. So look at Masuda's position right here. Now, look, once upon a time, this position would have been called Devil Walk, because when Fnatic had Devil Walk in the team, the poor guy had to go here every single round. That was his job, just to babysit second mid. But in this scenario, it's going to lock the door on Spiddy and Slacks. They will have to clear him. Oh, they will. Spiddy onto Masuda. So a little bit of pressure relieved. They can try and save these 2 weapons, and that's going to be tidy. Lots of cash left over for Slacks and Spiddy. Rouse and Stare, they've got enough money too. And Marix, well, he can be fortunate enough to get a drop. So no dramas in the buy department for Sprout. But we continue the tug of war, the back and forth. Pistol round with conversions for Vitality. The lion's share of the gun rounds have fallen for Sprout so far in this one. But we are starting to get into a position where 2 more in a row, or let's say 1.5, depending on save scenarios, is enough for Sprout to be broken here. And that's when you find yourself in a real hole of trouble.
Found myself there a couple of times.
Real hole of trouble.
In the hole. A whole lot of it. Marix. He started well. Apex is just a whole lot better. Getting that double kill did essentially win the round, and we've seen that twice now. We saw Apps with the multi-kill, and this time on B.
I want to stand corrected here. YNK, the man himself, has corrected me. Rush has already done a telestrator clip for Yanko, so he's earning his pennies today.
Good to hear. Not just a holiday.
No, I don't want him to get time off.
No, that's not okay.
He can't be gaming if I'm not.
Well, they are getting top banana control without too much sweat on the brow or util.
A lot of pressure, Alex.
No util use. Yeah, this is horrible. So early to have lost so much. This is the retake util, which they will respect, but Magis gets ahead of it, and they aren't ready. Oh, he nearly gets them both. It's still actually not the end of the world. The fact that Rouse lives on, what's his util state? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So he better hope they run into the A, as they have. Dupree repelled by an Ice Orb shot, long lost, as Masuda fills that gap. Oh, this is everything, and Apex has won the round again, unless Mr. Marix is up to the task. It's just one man. Chipped away at by a nade already in a powerful position adopted for Apex.
Apex doesn't have to overextend here because Masuda and Zywoo could smoke CT and coffins, but they need to get a move on because Slacks and Spiddy are starting to rotate, so everybody's here on B to at least get this one done. He's ahead of this molly.
Yeah, but Zywoo clears him so perfect. B pressure continues, a high flash. Zywoo trying to tuck in. And now the crossfire favors Vitality. Not easy to break through. Spitty, Slacks, both flash. There is util on Slacks. If you could get that smoke on the bomb, Apex has beat him to it. He can peek and play around it now. Good Molotov. Zai was fine though. Forced into the pillar, squeaking wide, and there goes Spitty. If you're Slacks, you're not so convinced you want to go for this. You will get taken by ZywOo. 3 on that AWPT side. It's the first time we've seen his name in multiple facets in one round. And they got plenty of cash to return back into that investment, but ZywOo keeps him safe.
Yeah, so grinding away here. So we get one more buy now out of Sprout, and then after that, it's going to be a bit more hobbled. That'll be 2,400 coming into their bank balance in the next round of play, which is going to put some of them close, but no cigar. And fortunately, Slacks is able to get that AWP out yet again. He is up to 8 kills, and a lot of the time he's been able to find a bit of opening impact. So let's see if it can be the 3rd consecutive here from the French-Danish mix. Lots of flashes up mid, and well, spamming on down Banana. Stair is going to get the opening onto Apex.
There you go. This was a compulsory start. Rouse and Stare, and I think they're just going to be playing a smoke defense at this point. They don't want to be falling to any of that top Banana fights that Vitality have been winning. ZywOo allowed to post up and peek in, so Stare, if you're not careful, you could go down on your smoky jiggle. He's dropped it. They didn't commit the bomb to this, so trying to maintain that control whilst also not losing top mid. Masuta's responsibility for that. Oh, good nade. Right onto Rouse. Marix will float over, and Slacks tested by the A-Lurk. He's gone. That's great. A 2-man advantage now. A 2-man advantage. And it looks like Vitality are actually just going to completely scrap it. They know what lies in the commitment to either of those sites, and it's actually the lesser of two evils to just return to spawn and keep hold of what you can. Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's a thinking man's game. Because sometimes you just have to stomach the loss, don't you? So over there, they're not feeling necessarily the most comfortable as far as the economy goes. Apex has enough to buy. It's going to be Masuta who's going to be light on in this regard. If you could get ZywOo dropping his something, that would be the best that he can hope for in all of this. But that was the opening from Stare, and it felt like oh so long ago, and tends to be the way when it's a save round. But another timeout called, and we've had a lot of timeouts called here within the early stages. This is the first from Vitality. The rest have all been called by Berry over there for Sprout. So Zonic just chipping on in, helping them understand what they need to do here to try and close down the tail end of this first half. Map numero 2. Would be good here if you are Sprout to get the last consecutive, well, would be 5 if they can grab them all, but there's 4 more rounds of play. You'd be wanting to be getting yourself up, I think 9, right? I know that the best they can muster is 9, but realistically, Yanko was talking about utility usage, those little bits and bobs for Vitality. It's only going to become more of an issue when Vitality are on the CT side. So get them while you can.
Oh, Stare. He wants to stick around. It does cost him a great deal of health. Cost them more. They lose Masuta. Magiska, shadow of his former self. And the smoke's still up. Apex just a couple of cursory glances, and smoke deployed in apps as well. So for now, they have fought off the initial invasion.
Yeah, this is very flat though now, right? They lost so much HP, they lost the player, and they expended a bit of utility and didn't really get banana control.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Magisk is going to work his way up here. He doesn't really know what lies on the other side. You can see that smoke of the CT, so you're assuming, right, that they're playing from the back of the site, and it's a good assumption. But his pressure now being felt. So yeah, they're gifted top banana control. Dupree gets, well, pushed away by a bit of a dink, and they have to pick one of the two, and neither bomb site feels good right now.
You don't forget, they just saved 3 rifles in the last. They cannot afford to not commit again.
Spitty's starting to rotate over, and they also have 2 players on the arch side here of Marix and Rouse who have full mid control. So they can be quick to back up Stare on B.
Dupree doesn't have the health to cage him. Spitty only a flash. Stare just using his weapon at this point. Here comes the Spitty nade. It's a Well saw smoke, he's picked that up. They swing to pull, and ZywOo's opened up onto Coffins just as the smoke bloomed. They got the sight now. Apex ensures it with a great shot. And now 3 versus 3. ZywOo, though, he's ready for you. Baits the shot. Marek's good movement just to the fingertips now.
Surely the molly's enough here to call this off, right? Do you really want to go for this if you Sprout?
Not really. 2 very hard clears and another
tag
onto Slack. ZywOo, he's hit both of those shots, and this time he doesn't make the same mistake. To be run down, little slow. ZywOo quite the opposite. Quick scope into Marek's. And Slack's, yeah, he's just looking to survive now. 1 to the side on the peak, and he takes 2 for his troubles. It's not bad. Good economical damage, but Vitality win the round.
I think here Magis needs to slip away CT spawn, well aware of that, needs to really hightail it. Bomb's about to go off, wants to keep the AWP, and he will. So, gets that for ZywOo, who we saw find a lot of impact there towards the tail end of the round. But yeah, like for Sprout, that's actually left them in a bit of an odd one, right? Rouse can buy right now, Slacks can drop a gun or 2, Marek's can get a purchase on in, but you don't want to be bankrupt at the tail end here of the half, and because of the back and forth, right, the very back and forth nature that these last couple of rounds have had, it means that if they lose this one, they're likely to be eco, because their loss bonus is only 1900. Only 1900 here, so might come into some real problems late, but let's see. If they turn it around, they pick this one up, it's a whole different conversation in itself. 3 banana again for control. Slack's not seeing a whole lot. That log smoke has left a tiny bit of a gap. And oh, he is burning. He's forward of this.
That would have been a death that would haunt him in his dreams tonight. Standing there with his knife out.
I think they would have heard Stare here. He's been quite noisy on this, and there's so many players just on the cusp on the other side of that smoke. He is sticking around, and he's been left with, well, all the responsibility on his plate. Doesn't even look like they left him a smoke here, so he is just going to have to operate with nothing. No utility, just jump spotting alone. And if you're Vitality, you're more than happy to wait out this banana util, flash over the top on your own, and then spread and scale up banana. There's the flash, there's the spread. He wants to, I thought he wanted to fight there. Thinks better of it.
He's trying to make it feel like he's got the confidence of a teammate with him. And as it currently stands, it does hinge on Vitality respecting Stare.
Slax is rotating over, but he has the AWP, right? He could quite simply be smoked off. The best thing he can offer is his smoke and Molotov to try and block the top of banana. Rouse is coming too. So this is a good gamble, and that's a great kill.
Very nice. Apex wants to go, and here comes Vitality. Big defense asked of from Sprout. ZywOo's always a threat on this Coffin's position, and it's Magisk and Apex just diving through that CT smoke. Slacks does manage to take down that pesky Apex, but the bomb now planted. It really falls to Marek's. He just got caught through the smoke. Spiddy was the last piece of the puzzle. Arrives late CT, but the site's lost, and the 8th round secure.
Yeah, so this is just going to be Spiddy holding onto his gun here. And the worst case scenario is now just manifested, because as I mentioned, only going to be 1900 into the next round of play. If they'd held on to those guns a little bit earlier, then they probably found themselves in a very similar situation. So I'll just shut my mouth. Either way, it's not going well for Sprout here. ZywOo grabs the final kill, and now the half has been won out. So this one, well, going as I think a lot of people expect, especially the 1xBet odds expected. I think you had Vitality as the hard favorites. What was it, 1.01?
Yeah, to 9.
Yeah.
Much bigger than that. Coming up later today, we've got some more exciting games. We get to see FaZe in the server for the first time since their amazing Fairy Tail run. We've got Ents, who are no stranger to a Fairy Tail run as an organization themselves. Obviously a different roster. Get to see Snappy, Spinks, Maiden, Hades, and Diha back on in the server. I
want to see how Maiden's kind of sitting into the team now. He's had a bit more time.
Yeah.
There's a couple of question marks about that, because he's a bit more of an aggressive player, how he was going to be used, because we knew that Dodo was much more supportive.
Yeah, that's true. It was weird to see Dodo go, considering how much of a component he felt in the team.
Yeah, the thing is, you can understand, like, Madden's a good pickup, right? Yeah. He's a good name that was out there on the market to pick up, so you can justify it. But I'm just curious how Snappy's going to end up using them, and who is going to make sacrifices here. Or maybe they don't make sacrifices, maybe they just play something a little bit more aggressive. But we have a bit of an eco bash here, so let's play how many can ZywOo get, or how many can Magis steal, because he wants to pad his stats here.
Respect to ZywOo for taking a repeat on that, and now the hunt is complete. 9 for Vitality. They would love, they'd bite your arm off for a 9-6. Let's see if Sprout have got it in them.
Well, our jaws, Alex, because we haven't been gnawing on things for generation after generation, they've come a bit weaker. So if Sprout all try and bite one person's arm off, I think maybe collectively they could do it, but individually, I don't think it's
We're not cut out for it.
No.
Okay.
And I don't know where you would start, because you'd have to get through the bone. So, look, it's quite graphic, I know, but...
You thought about it?
I have thought about it. Keeps me up at night. I like this pace change. They're just going to go up the guts here.
Yeah.
I think they'll go through. I think you'll get flashed and go. Apex is that type of guy.
And here they come, straight through. You're right, might mean some lazy clears. Very lazy clears. Marek's trick of discipline catches 3 of them sleeping. Vitality pantsed. And Lee's Magisk on his B adventure straight into the one-way. Rouse has vision, or I guess he's just got a premonition. And Zaiwu's just up on the banana side. He's got 2 to find on this side of the map, and they could just use that smoke to slip. He's got a good read. They did worm their way.
So hard.
And it's impossible to break. Okay, 9-6. Sprout will take it. We swap sides. Defense up next. We'll see if Sprout can continue to forge a path towards taking a chunk out of Vitality in their debut here at EPL Season 15. 12. That sounds a lot like the goals that Vitality have set themselves, hearing from Dupree. Top 3 or bust.
Okay, well, high expectations, and let's see how the pistol round rolls on out, because this is where things start to look a little bit nicer for Vitality, doesn't it? You've got the combo of Magisk and Dupree locking down A, and the 1x bet odds at the top of your screen. Well, they haven't changed. You can understand why. Julie's in a USP.
Armored Julies. Yeah, he is. I mean, I know we don't like it, but
I like him now.
He feels like a bit of a raid boss. And he's in. Slacks is not taken down Dupree before a Julie gets to be fired. Jakey is on our 1s and 2s, and Zywoo puts 1 into Marix. Slacks nice on the Molotov, and there's a 3rd from Slacks popping off, applying Dupree's damage with the Julies. In the open is Apex. He's not gone down. How has he not gone down? There we have it. It's Rouse with a quick one to finish. But Sprout, they'll take the pistol.
Yeah, okay. Well, now they're in a very good position to tie things up at 9-9. Now, this type of exact round was what they stumbled over on Dust 2. They won the T-side pistol on Dust 2, and then they limped around the map. They got zoned out by utility and left just flustered in the last moments, getting dismantled by the scout of Mr. Zywoo himself. Let's see if they can do it again, because you can see, and look, it's very key that we point this out, that smokes have been prioritized by Vitality. Look, 4 out of the 5 have smokes. That's very key right now, that 4 out of the 5 do. And, well, quick up Banana this time. Not going to take their time about things. Spitty the entry fragger.
Yeah, that's going to fluster them. Pulls out a smoke.
Look to Dust 2, though, right? Look how quick they're taking the fights. I'm not saying this is the only way, but this is one great way to bait out utility early.
Yeah, and especially in this round, as you've highlighted now, there's only 3 remaining. And with so much time, it does remove and chip away at the potency by which those deagles and those smokes can have. Stair's been dispatched to, once they fade, keep his eyes and finger on the pulse of B. Everyone else just looks to cage any pushes for info into the apartments. And there's a T-smoke in response. That was actually the last of them.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem for them, so they need to take this mid control here. So I was going to snap down with the 5-7.
Oh, spotted 1.
Well, look, the fact they get away from danger there, that's good. And they get some information off the back of it.
2 pit side.
Yeah, more passive setup now. And the later the clock goes, I hate going short against teams who are on pistol upgrade. There's so many angles to worry about. But they're going to continue their way forward here.
Yes, there's only 1 deagle to stand between them, and the site, and Magisk only needs it. A crazy double. He was completely isolated. He stood and fought. Zywoo low. They can't let this one slip, but it feels like they might. 20 seconds. The deagle again chunks another Stair low. Can't find their head because Zywoo, and that will give them a chance to get the bomb down.
Pressure's coming.
Yeah, you can go down to a wallbang there. You got to be very careful. They cower behind the box, dropping out a defensive util. They've got nothing more. And Slacks, dance with, need a reload. 1 coming from the apartments as well. Oh, they're going to be sitting ducks for this. They know it's coming. And there it is. Apex strikes up to Slacks to clutch. He's been great. Dupree finds a big one. And that is a heartbreak for Sprout. Felt like they did a lot there. Magisk, however, the solo A defender.
Yep, and that kind of explains exactly why I hate going up short, because there's so many angles. I could start listing them. Let's go. Graveyard, bike, balcony, picking out of apartments, mini pit, site, moto. I can get more specific on the site if you'd like. This position.
Cold zero.
Whatever you want to call this.
Default.
Yeah.
A-bell.
And you got the weapon advantage, but you're running into a complete unknown. As you mentioned, they didn't have any smokes. They couldn't smoke moto. They couldn't smoke front side. There was no Molotov here to kind of make it a little bit easier for them. I like the way the round started. I didn't like the way the round ended, but regardless, Vitality bounced back with another force buy, and it looks like a hard B.
Yeah, this is going to end quick. Exactly like that. Wish my M4 worked that quickly. Problem solved, and we get a couple of little MP9s in the mix as well. Vitality are going to throw those in. Yeah, I mean, some have said at times that SMG, pound for pound, best gun in the game.
I like it.
See him farming on up, softening them up, and taking 2 of his own. Make it 3, actually, excuse me. I thought Magisk got a good fair few of them. But they do divide and indeed conquer. Let's get back into the rifles.
Well, this is the real first test for Sprout, right? They had some executes that they had worked on out, but you heard Kassad saying on Dust 2, you know, you have to be a little bit more reactive when you play the top teams. You can't just do your map defaults and then go for executes because they know exactly how to react to that. If you see an AWP where it shouldn't be, or you understand that there's a bit of an SMG stack, this is where you need all your players to react a bit quicker. Hard to do with Marix and Stair, who are a little bit newer to this level of play. Well, back and forth as they showed themselves in Banana. There's currently a 3-man stack from Apex, dupreeh, and Masuda, who are in the wrong place at the wrong time right now. ZywOo and Magisk are the two who are comboed up, and they're just juggling across nades. That is very important that Magisk gets that smoke, because now he can deploy it at his feet at Bike if he gets mollied. Oh, there's not a molly in play. Don't worry about that. Won't have to use the one-way, but it's double nade, triple nades. Still alive?
Magisk stands to deliver at least one from that chaos, and well, the two already wrapping sight.
Need to deal with him.
They've dealt with it. ZywOo locks down the site, the bomb is loose, and he's just untoppable. He hasn't got any friends, no help, no support, doesn't need it, not dead on the reload. Spitty doesn't finish his meal, finally does. The 1v3 taking shape. Fake visual fight. Oh, Masuda just a bit too dastardly. Slips through the crosshair, makes it 12. And Vitality, it's all smiles. They know what this means. It means they are just taking baby steps towards that 2-0 conversion. Sprout also broken.
You know what time it is, Alex?
Tell me what time it is.
It's time to look at the scores on the doors.
Da-da-da-da.
Over there on the Sprout side of things, Slacks leading the charge, 17, 13 for Marix, 10 for Spitty, 9 for Stair, and Rouse with 8. On the other side of things, the counter-terrorist department of Team Vitality, 19 for the Woo. Magisk with 12, 10 apiece for Apex and Masuda, and dupreeh on 9. That has been the scores on the doors for another segment.
Thank you for tuning in.
Or tuning out.
Respect it, either way.
A bit more air in yours, I think.
Yeah, it's airsoft, actually. I've got the airsoft version. So.
Well, I know that you're a bit of a pacifist. No violence for you.
That's not my style. I'd rather we sit down and have a talk about it. 13 is only 3 away from 16. And they taught me that in maths, actually.
What grade was that?
I think the 13 plus 3 was, I think that was year 6.
Year 6?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that they covered it.
Oh, me too. Otherwise, our job would be significantly more difficult. God bless, what was her name? I can't remember.
Did you have a favorite teacher?
I did, but for the wrong reasons.
Oh. Oh dear.
I do want to hit her up at some point on Facebook. Hey, Lindsay, how's it going?
Oh dearie me.
Now, of mice and men, I just needed a clarification on
What, 15 years
the last
later?
paragraph. I was reading it again recently. Lenny and these rabbits, right?
Look at ZywOo, just so graceful, so agile.
Oh, and that Shadow's a real meanie because he knows he's gone and he calls it clear.
It's an active man's game.
It is, it really is. You do have to stay on your toes and every second counts.
You gotta be a thinking man, an active man, an aiming man.
All of the men.
Yeah, apparently. Not a Lego man.
Well, yeah. Be nice if you could detach your head at times, make it harder to hit. Put it in your pocket. This is it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
It would have been perfect.
I loved it until it didn't happen.
No, dupreeh, however, might just get a whole party coming his way. It's not going to be a little Pasha throwback.
But the thing is, you know dupreeh's an A-holder and you just found him Speedway. So do you go back to A or do you go B?
I don't want to go near ZywOo. But I also don't want to wrap B.
Yeah.
Can we just not fight? Can we just save?
Yeah, see, this pacifist of you is coming out again.
Sorry, yeah, let's not fight, guys. Let's just not run into the crosshairs of ZywOo. That's not bad. You know Magisk is the pit boy, and he reminds you of that. Spitty reminds us what he's capable of. He's been doing this a damn long time and continues to hit the headies. That's 8.
If Spitty does a big clutch, I want to tell everybody, I want to get it out there.
Yeah.
Let's get Spitty making me giddy.
Okay, it's nice. That's nice. I wanted to get something out with, it's either Plopsky or Spitty.
Okay.
But it's to do with the classic character Speedy Gonzalez.
I see.
Because, as you are aware, Plopsky's last name is Gonzalez.
That's true.
And Spitty is Spitty. Maybe
True.
Spitty onto Gonzalez
You need the both of
So I
them.
go, Spitty, onto Gonzalez, arriba!
Okay, I see.
Oh, I've ruined it now. That would have been cool.
Well, no, but
it's never going to happen.
We're workshopping.
Sprout versus NIP.
This is the rehearsal.
Yeah, on the grand final stage. Spitty, onto Gonzalez!
Meisterschaft.
Season 27.
Deutschland versus...
NIP show match. Yeah. And Plopsky's fallen off. He's in the Swedish national team.
Okay. Well, he's in the academy team, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, it's sounding more likely than what we've spit
More we talk
this.
about it. Hold on a second.
That's a round. And a round and a half right there. That's going to be the second for Sprout within this second half of play. That's the pistol, and that's their first gunny. That's a timeout called, and this time it is going to be on the Vitality side of things. The second one. So they've had one in the first, one in the second. Plenty of cash money for a buy. The Woo's going to have it all. This would have been rounds, right? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it have been rounds?
100%.
So just a little bit of an unforced error there on the porch boost makes the difference. Yeah, like Spitty's hit some good shots. Like he's hit some insta shots, which is what you want to see. Both teams with full buys, both teams with their primary AWPers on the big greens. Furious smoke lobbed out here. Looking to trickle the HEs down towards logs. Nobody home, and well, no, actually I lie. Stair took a chunk of damage, didn't he?
I like the bravery with 60 HP to continue to walk the smoke. His presence alone could secure top banana. That's if Masuta doesn't stare at the fade. Oh, they got it. Last one in the process, and Stare, if he gets to smoke CT, that will force the rotate. They can commit on this, despite the numbers disadvantage.
He might come through.
Nice lined up flash, and he profits. That's really nice. Apex sets himself up, but goes down all the same. Bomb to be planted. Oh, second guessing themselves, and right to do so, because the swing comes through. Nice work from Marix. He punishes the overswing.
Yeah, you're right. It's a mistake that was made there. Dupree didn't have to go for that type of maneuver. Could have waited for the teammate. Zywa with a chunk of util. Magic's coming in through spawn. They can start piecing this one together. It's the two young guns. Let's see what they got.
Loads of util. Zywa nerding it out with a nice deep one. Nade on one side, Molly on Emo, still hitting the shots. Oh! And they nearly line up for them. The flames will finish as everyone's gone. Everyone's dead. A zero-man conclusion, but Sprout are the ones to leave with the round.
Oh, that looked like he had the collat, didn't it?
It did. And then I saw, honestly, not only did it look like a collat, his name was in the feed twice.
All right, Zywu. Well, I liked all of it. Unfortunate for Vitality there. Good conversion out of them. They played together. They were getting highly pressured. That's a fun way to end a round.
That's also a really nice flash for everyone to learn from Apex. If you haven't got that one in your arsenal, it's just a lovely self-flash for the fight.
Yeah.
Just ate it up.
Nice middle throw, right?
Yeah,
looked like
middle throw.
Like a 1-2.
Don't have to do much with that. Perfect pop in front of the coffins. A lot of crosshairs are staring at that point on their takes.
Well, look, the overpeak from Dupree, or the attempt to deny the plant from Dupree, it came back to bite them in the arse. So let's have a look. It's going to get a purchase back. You mentioned everybody got wiped out, so both teams having to fully reinvest here. Aggie.
Fasty.
Very Aggie.
Oh, not what he was anticipating. Stare just kept his vision over the flames and not obscured enough. That's brave.
Right now, Vitality are playing like the 4K ELO guys who are against the 2K ELO guys on Facer, and they just play like close halls and boiler, and they keep picking beer because they know that their aim's better. But Sprout, they understand. They've been watching MSL's videos. They've been watching Maniac stream. They go, all right, if we just sit back and we just wait, eventually
they don't have enough nades.
Like that.
Let's find out. Apex is still pretty stubborn about this, and we are going to be seeing some weapon juggling for that low HP. Stare going to be a bit of a bait. Apex is so alone on this. I mean, we've seen both teams go for this kind of gamble. Nade's not going to hit the mark.
It's just that when you're on your own, doing a move like that, you don't often think they're on their own. You know, it's like he's puffing up his chest and being bigger than he is, but I think the save call from Vitality is coming into play now. Masuta, Dupree, and Zywu are all currently residing over towards the A side of the map, and as the utility limps out in towards B, this should be double digits for Sprout. So, yeah, this is actually not coming crumbling down for Vitality, but you can see the ramifications of maybe losing a round you shouldn't, and just how much that's going to sting, because loss bonus for them only 2,400. So next, these 3 rifles are going to have the best option that they have to be competitive. So, look, if Sprout can get over the saved AWP, the MP9, and the M4, they're looking to set themselves up in what very well could be 11, maybe 12. If Vitality want to be conservative, because Vitality could opt for like a pistol upgrade in the next round to play as well if they wanted to get all that CT-sided util. But only time will tell. Time is of the essence. Time's a cruel mistress.
Time waits for no one.
Time sounds like a real problem.
Time is relative.
Yeah. And
Perception is reality.
what is the one with it through the hourglass of time, or through the fingers? I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, well, you had me.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Aladdin-esque.
Yeah.
I saw like a full hourglass. Maybe there was a Disney princess within it.
It could have been.
A cruel wizard manipulating you to retrieve a... How does Aladdin go? What's he trying to get? The lamp, obviously.
If I ever have kids,
Yeah.
I'm going to make them watch Aladdin.
I think you just got to make them watch all of the bangers. You know, none of this modern-day stimulation content of just like pink blobs jumping up and down and making noises.
Yeah. Aladdin is probably my favorite Disney film.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
Well, they haven't fully invested here. You can just see how much residual cash they've all got, right around the 2K mark. I'm not going to bother spelling it out for you. Around the 2K mark. We're going to go averages.
Have you seen that iPad kids are now like grown adults? So now there's a whole branch of adults that have to have like an iPad in front of them when they're eating their snackies.
Oh, really?
Oh, Masuda's dead. Problematic for Apex. Can he do it with only a P250? I know the answer. So do you. And the answer is obviously no. No, he can't.
Well, almost died to his teammates. Molly did old stare right there. So fortunate to be alive on 3 HP, but that's the round. That is the round completed. And it's just the woo to hold on to the big green. The other two, well, it doesn't really matter, right? You lose the MP9, it's probably worse for the armor sake of Dupree, if anything, right? The MP9, who cares? But the armor is actually quite tidy to carry through. If Magis can find an exit, they can upgrade one of these Deagles or MP9s into an AK, that's all right. But all in all, let's call it 11, shall we?
Now, I'm not the most well-versed with the Vitality kind of like media outlet and what they've commented on, what they haven't.
You got breakfast cereal now, you seen it?
I did see that.
Spider Pops.
Yeah, and you can get a Vitality shoe mimic in it. Like, it's all pretty meta and gangster.
Yeah.
But I was wondering as to whether or not like they'd commented on how much thought they'd given before pulling the trigger on this huge, change. How much they'd thought they'd given to like Apex, ZywOo communicating in not French for the first time. ZywOo had Alex as an in-game leader for a while.
Yeah, but
he does French.
Yeah, Alex does the French. He does the French. So look, I think that in terms, it's an organizational move that we know, right? It's a move from the org. It wasn't a team-based move, and it's something that's in search of the trophies, right? So if you know there's not enough French talent out there, and you don't want to do another Masuda or Kyojin situation, which apparently they didn't, this is a great move. And if it comes with your players having to learn English, and let's see if it works or let's see if it doesn't, well, you're going to either prep them up and they're going to find success, or they're going to struggle. So I'm interested to see more Vitality versus the good teams.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a lot more hope for this than, say, the Furia language switch for Junior. ZywOo, though, has dealt with Marix. Taking pause here. Apex is full deep banana control, so they are going to be walking into a stack. Magisk was standing ready to deliver, and ZywOo's actually just going to sweep through again. So they've got full control of both entranceways.
Yeah, you're right. The info is buckets and spades right now in favor of Vitality. Jump peaks could get slinked under, depending on the timing right here.
Yeah, this is actually exploitable as well from Apex, but it doesn't really matter when everyone else is dying. That could have been it. Could have been a way back in. It's not, and it's 14. Rouse, I mean, congrats. You got all your health, all your nades, or the majority of them. But you also have an entire 1v5 on your plate, and Apex now gets the info for free. Ugh, no fun for Rouse to be had. And Nade, go on, just don't let it be a full teammate.
Get him out of here.
Don't let 5 be up, and now he throws it a little too late, a touch too late.
They're going to boost. Watch this, Alex. So Apex has just gone back around so they can boost out to the flower pot to make sure that Rouse isn't going to get in for free instead of saying coffins, where he's already noted. So, yeah, good heads-up play. It didn't actually come in to the scenario, but there it is, 14, and I think we're headed for the likely outcome here, which is a Vitality 2-0 to kick off the day. Alex was talking about the games up up later. It is Ents versus FaZe as game number 2. That one's going to be going live at 4 p.m. CET. And last
game of the day. It has to be game of the day, this one. Outsiders Furia.
Yeah, that could be a good matchup.
Get to see your Kinder back in the server. Jame as well, going to be heading head-to-head up against Art. And we get to see more from Safe.
Yeah, that's an interesting one for me. See what more Safe has to offer into the mix of things. I liked watching Flit over there in Katowice as well. He was having some good games. So, yeah, some explosive players on both sides of the server. But a bit of aggression here from Mr. Dupree. Just wandering down, and easy as you like. A little tap away.
That's a great response. Really nice work. Slacks dealt with ZywOo. Not for the first time, perhaps not even for the last.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can extend play here, shall we? Apex doing, well, similar scenes, just posturing forward in Banana. AWP going to get scooped up from Dupree, so now he can actually just retain that big green over towards the long side. Back towards Banana is where Sprout's affections are heading. It is Spitty on the lurk. Plenty of utility for a full B execute here. They could get the mollies towards back of the site. You can just see that flash towards top Banana to secure the sandbag control. But back and forth, so it is just about posturing. They made the right call here. 3 players locking down top mid. It's only Spitty through apartments. That lurk smoke, are they going to bite on it? Oh, lot spotted, lot spotted.
Yeah.
They have to go fast back to B here, I think. They've kind of been denied on this A go.
Yeah, and that's Dupree's awareness as well. The same conclusion he reaches as he knives out down Swedeway. They will not be there ahead of him.
He'll be smoked off, though. They have the util for this.
Okay, so they can isolate onto Masuta. And
oh, ahead of the smoke.
yeah, very much a problem. Rouse has cleared the site. They know there's an AWP CT, and it's a threatening shot. He actually tags up one. Slacks on the way in, bottom spanked, but alive.
Is there a kit anywhere here? This could be a big problem right now for Vitality. They don't have a kit for this retake unless Masuta had one on his corpse, and I can't see it illuminated, so this may actually be a save. Look at Magis. He's still over towards the pit. So they're going to give away 12. I think the round that they dropped earlier, right, where they should have won the 2-on-3 situation, I think they've been told, hey, let's button it up. Because, yeah, maybe they'd go for this one. Great job, Ob's team. They found the kit top mid, but far removed from this retake situation. And, yeah, retain the AWP for ZywOo, because why the hell not? 25 kills for him. Been finding more than enough impact on the big green. Just make sure Dupree can get out. He's been spotted. He needs to stay alive, and he will. ZywOo has 8k. Not the end of the world. I made it seem more exciting, though, because, you know, guys, we want to make you entertained, too.
Yeah, I was entertained. Consider me entertained. And especially the scoreline is entertaining, considering Dust 2 definitely spelt like a, a foregone conclusion. Inferno, though, marinated in the very same sauce, I think there is definitely a little bit more to be seen here. This is a full gunny. Let's see what the boys from Sprout want to throw their way.
Just the 2-man A-hold again with ZywOo and Magis here, so they're leaning Dupree over to B to help bolster that deep molly down mid to corral them, and oh, molly plays. That's a ZywOo-esque move.
Oh, yeah, Slacks doesn't hit it, but that's a very flash. Teammate and stare. Oh, he's got all 3.
Huge.
Just kicks down the door to B and says, I'll be having that. Thank you very much. Marius can stick around and lurk and punish them. They can lose everything here. Vitality, not a single rifle to be saved if they can pull this off. Marius, opportunity to catch Magisk, who's almost guaranteed to be on pit side.
I like this because Marix would have heard that step out of apartments, right? He was close enough to hear that. So that information, they know that there was a player just on A moments ago. They can re-execute on towards B, and ZywOo is in CT spawn. It doesn't even matter that you don't know where he is. You know that it's ZywOo. He likely has that AWP. He's likely in float between Arch. So it's just a matter of time right now. And look, at this point, Sprout, they don't have oodles of cash, but do they have enough to throw a body or two? Because I'd love to see them try and punish and take away saved guns.
I mean, they might want to try and do it as a unit, right? Like a secondary take. That tends to be better than one-man missions. Marix does have util, and oh, I thought he was going to do a lurky smoke. Oh, strafes out. And he's giving it to them earlier. Just as we were discussing, the whole team is grouping now, and his pressure would have been so valuable. And now ZywOo's caught another. Oh!
Bother.
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 Oh, bother, says Winnie the Pooh. Slacks probably in a similar kind of mindset to Eeyore now as he lets out a sigh. It could have been cool.
It could, yeah, look, it could have actually done a significant chunk of financial damage here. So Marix just jumping the gun a little bit there, making sure that Magis couldn't get away, but applying the pressure prematurely. And another timeout called here, the third now for Vitality. Look, you're in this situation, you have very experienced players, you're probably not sweating too much, you just need to make sure you don't have any of those unforced errors. in a round like this. Dropping the guns across, getting the necessary weapons in the hands. Should have everything they need for a perfect looking buy over here. Won't be dramas as kits go. Utilities should be looking tidy too. I think it's just about not giving away any of these openings, right? Because this is the stair opens. Like, well, I guess it's technically the stair closes because he just absolutely bopped 3 of them looking for banana control. Just made them look a bit like silly gooses right there. Or geese.
Quick.
We're back underway here, and is the tide going to change? They put ZywOo's AWP over towards Banana. dupreeh and Magis now over towards A, and 4 players up second mid in this current juncture for Sprout. So this is a change from them. They're going to try an apartments waterfall here.
Okay, I like the call. It would be perfect to exploit their early 3B if Magisk isn't in a prime position to deal with this.
How good Rao's flash.
Yeah.
Oh, flash.
Oh, they just go dry. Late flash. He's got vision and frags. Oh, God, it is not pretty. 3 tapped away at Sprout, so close to manifesting something competitive, and now 2 players locking horns with a full 5-man unit. Masuta late flank. They won't let this slip, especially after the speech. I think you're absolutely right. Zonic's been giving them, just kind of tying in that leash, saying, let's not have a silly one here. I don't want to be watching overtime in VOD review.
Well, now some of the qualms are like the fact that Sprout went for that chase and they lost all the rifles. So for them...
It's like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, look, let's do some quick maths right now. So Slacks with 5.7 and Rouse is 3.9. Nobody on the team is going to have enough to buy. Actually, Spitty will. I tell a lie, because he's going to get 1,400. So if these two stay alive, they can both drop a rifle each, and for the final round of play, Sprout can have everything they want, or close enough. So it is important for Slacks and Rouse to save, and that's probably the conversation they were just having as well. So they're going to both tuck on back through the alt middle, through the T house. But yeah, swinging just before the flash came, I feel like it gave Magisk enough heads up to, well, prep for exactly that little bop, that little attack. And 15 now, so let's see if they go for the same type of hold, because they sent ZywOo over towards B with the AWP. But there's like that little half-wall smoke that's being thrown out, or the log smoke that's being thrown out in some of these occasions. Oh, that's a fine. So Slacks will get something done. There's $100.
Counter-terrorists win.
Now it's a question of 2 rounds consecutive for Sprout to take us to OT. Quick little ad break and back underway with 12,500 MR3. Or are Vitality going to get this done in regulation?
Oh, well, if they hit the apps pop in that capacity again, I think I know the answer. Let's see what they've cooked up then at the drawing board. Rouse is pulling the strings. Slacks on the AWP. Three early lean. Good nade. Softens up stair. He's going to be working at 50. There's more where that came from if he wants to keep his progress.
Oh, they're holding on to it now. Feels like Apex wants to unleash this on the fade.
Oh, I was aware of the fade. Cheeky business. Masuta to check it as well. They've even got nades. And ZywOo's gone. Great work. Again, stair. Good for the opener. Where's his team to back him up to find that trade onto the sandbags? Nice work from Masuta. He's dastardly quick. 3v2, they need this. Rouse commits to it. He's making it competitive. And the last 2 is dupreeh and Magis. They scream. That's the A defense.
They're worried about this Spitty. Like, he's been very lurky, right? So they're taking their time just combing out to make sure he's not in boiler or halls. But now the bomb goes down, the jig is up. They have a very good idea that this is on towards the B bomb site.
Oh, Rouse and Spitty. They've got everything. The palm of their hands. Oh, he doesn't know. Or maybe he heard. Spitty swings out off the flash, and Magisk, he had the sound cue. He knew it was coming. Raul's gonna get hunted down. They may have got the info off the flash. They're making this look good. Raul's thinking of too much. Gets around the corner just in time. Time of the essence. Swings out for it, and he says play on. 4 in the round. Whew. That's gonna feel good. That is gonna feel exceptional.
Wow, again, it's just this constant banana pressure. Stair is doing a great job of opening here. Sure, he didn't get 3 like the previous, but 1's enough because you can just see the acceleration behind it.
Oh, that gave me a little bit of goosebumps knowing Rouse just felt like it was all up to him. All up to him, and he's swinging out for that one. He didn't fall into the trap of playing the second guess game of the defuse. Oi, oi, oi. Okay.
We got full 30. The question is, do we have overtime? Both teams can put together a very good-looking buy here. Wow, I say very good. Unfortunately, Galil's for Marix. But Stair, a great game for him. He's found himself 19 kills. We've got 20 for Slacks, so we were impressed with his aggression on that AWP early. with those 4. Rouse has got himself up to 15, the same as Marek's scoreline, and Spitty with 12. So only 5 more to add to any of those boys' tallies, and they will be setting themselves up for OT, but they're putting the pressure on. They're pushing Vitality here, and this is Vitality's map choice. Barrage up next if we do need it, but here we go.
That is legit when things get interesting. Let's see, is overtime really a possibility? They've done it time after time. Can they do it without a stair opener? You know, he's got into B, but he's forced banana fights. And again, I mean, he's going to have to function at 2/3 health.
Apex really got the memo. He understood that, you know, he can buy everything. He even bought himself a Zeus for this final round of plays. So making sure they got the full upgrades. But looks like this time they're just going to go with a standard 2-3 defense here, retaining top mid control as opposed to trying to fight for banana control, which, well, you've seen has been the thorn of their absolute existence here. Oh!
They live on.
Real chance. He wasn't blind then.
No way. Chill your beans. Reposition. Retool. That was enough pressure, Chad. Mission accomplished. Look. Top mid is completely blind now for Vitality.
Very worried about a bit of a set piece coming through here. So now we turn our attention back towards Masuda and Apex. Apex unloading through the smoke, trying to get a couple of sound cues. They've got enough utility to execute on this.
Suta and Apex. There's a single smoke on Masuta, so he's likely going to throw that out as a divider.
Stairs walking in. Stairs walking in.
Stair trying to be the opener again. Oh, got the info. Once DT, they scream. He must be backside. Drops his divider smoke. That's going to be a bit of a threat, a bit of a problem.
Oh, he's done it again.
Has done it again for the squad. Overtime looms. Vitality, they have to secure a retake.
Jumping into
and Stair decides he's had enough. 2 kills on the aggress pre-plant. Now into the post-plant, and it's up to Zywoo to be a thorn in their side. 27 and counting, he racks up another. Raul's watching with bated breath. Spitty, they double peek. That's brilliant to overwhelm. The Orc Dupree still lives on. Magisk is fragging. This can fall apart still. He's low. Overtime, 1 click away, and they've done it. Sprout, extend play. We will go to overtime.
Banana flash.
Flashing above you.
Close wall. Other guy not there.
Let's close, Pablo.
Attention, we are back, and I loved that. 2v4, they're cracked. They were. That was ZywOo and Shox. Well, no Shox anymore. Take a look at this roster as they exchange bumps. Magisk is sitting next to ZywOo in a professional Counter-Strike team. Still processing that. Still processing that. Sprout on the other side have taken us to overtime.
I'm still processing that.
Yeah.
This never should have happened here on Vitality's map pick. You can just see a couple of the rounds where maybe they overpeaked, a little bit of an error, and Sprags did a great job of being able to convert off the back of that. A couple of clutches necessary to get themselves there, and some amazing openings in Banana by Stair, who's doing a great job of making a name for himself here today. So we'll stick on board with the young lad.
Another young gun. You know, he may look just like the 28-year-olds. He's 17, and he's fragging again. B-site delivered a frag, and oh, careful now. Careful, dupreeh nearly rumbled the entire operation, but he's allowed to get away.
They should run him down. Oh, the no-scope, not far off. Pressure's coming.
Magisk is there, balcony. What a commitment. That was with the bomb. Spitty, a bit of a bloodlust to him, and 7 HP on that pit player is going to frustrate them. They need util, they need a wallbang, they need something just to knock him off his perch, and Magisk doesn't need more help. Finally goes down, punished for the jump of the flash.
Where the bomb is though, right? The fact it's loose on short here. If they come down, batten down the hatches, Apex can come take top mid. ZywOo can help alleviate a bit of a pressure here for dupreeh, but hold up, lurky boy smoke.
Oh, I thought he was really going to go ham.
The thing is, he has his own flash. If there was a flash for Rouse who could help set him up, then maybe, just maybe.
Apex has smoked himself off on long, which should mean the bomb retrieval's not like impossible. ZywOo, however, and dupreeh are posted up on this angle. Oh, it's just hard.
They got the bomb back.
Okay. That will force Apex to respect it.
Well, he's accounted for it already. Apex has already rotated back towards B, so he's well ahead of this. ZywOo's bitten down on the bait too, so it's just dupreeh all of a sudden.
Mission complete. You don't like short scary, and there's a reason for it. Rouse does go down. The unpredictable angle of dupreeh profits, and he's allowed to retreat. He knows he was last seen balk, and the bomb still lies idle on short. The rotate will come through. Here he comes. dupreeh down, but the trade immediate. And the first round of overtime goes the way of the CTs, just a little shy of the full execution.
Can anyone stop this kid in Banana, though? Like, how many times is he going to get away with this? It just can't keep getting away with it, because, honestly, he's just walking up through smokes and popping heads. In terms of opening duels, holy moly. This is ridiculous, actually. He's been involved in 12 opening fights, and he's won 8 of them.
Yo, those are some stats. Eat those up with a spoon.
That's nuts, okay.
He's part 12, 1-8.
Yeah.
Great ratio. And to be in part of 12 shows he's definitely got a couple of objectives on Inferno.
Well, maybe Rouse was lying to us. He said that, you know, he's a little bit more passive, you know. Marix was the aggro one, and well, there's Marix this time round. Dink, sure, but kill nonetheless.
All right. We do have plenty of nades. Vitality have been very stringent with their utility usage, and we are going to be seeing smoke to the boiler now as I discuss it. Marik's going to be caged. And it still gives the freedom of ZywOo, the threat of ZywOo to swing through that midline. It will keep them tight on bench side. Here's a perfect demonstration, courtesy of Slacks.
Yeah, right now, Sprouter in the driver's seat, the power position, right? This is like a power play. I don't know if you guys know ice hockey. I don't, but I just know sometimes people get put in a cage and then you get a man advantage. So someone's in a cage right now, and it is dupreeh. And, well, speaking of Danes, there's just one currently on the A side of Magisk, and that's at least of the defending variety. Let's see how he goes against 5.
They don't know, but they're about to. Okay, lads, rotate. They're opting for long side.
A mid to B is going to be a nightmare.
It could be the worst call ever. The smoke's there, though. Apex not going to reveal himself. Instead, he's going to go through it. He's going to go through it. This is going to be cheeky. Very cheeky. Magisk already contributes. Apex catches 2 slipping. Good headshots out of Rouse. Has he really got another one in him?
Did a 1-on-2 before. 1-on-4 is a taller task. And he has to
do it. He did a 1v2.
That's true.
And Masuta on long. Can he get the time? Oh, Rouse, that's sensationally quick. Oh, and catches ZywOo dropping off. He swapped to the M4. He knows where he is. Rouse to do another impossible clutch.
Volley's either way.
Volley exchange.
We can't push it.
You have to respect it. The sweep, though. ZywOo's coming to your crosshair. Coming to you! Rouse! That's a beautiful 1 versus 4. The Dane lays down the pain. Yo!
Whoa, another clutch here for Sprout. They are keeping himself in it with his individual moments. That one is massive. Apex rocking through the arch smoke, gets himself 3 kills and all the part of that. This round should have been done.
I mean, this is
make it 2. Didn't get the 3rd. If he had the 3rd, it would have been over.
This is supposed to be round done. Man on a mission. Round this shot. Quick adjust, straight to Masuta. You know he doesn't let them go easy. And ZywOo, no less, in the 1v1. Caught out, obscured by the flame. Rouse, such a great example for the Sprout boys now. Make this a reality. Take it to Mirage. Vitality, Salty, on a map they haven't won with the roster in the last 3. There's a universe.
He's through again, though, Alex. Look at him. He's through again. He's been bested this time round. Finally stopped. Masuda is the man to do it. The holes pop straight into Magis. He's gone down.
And Spitty's opened up the account. It's only ZywOo. He has to tuck up. He's going to repeat because the smoke does bloom. He punishes Spitty for sticking around. Felt like a bit of a gimme there. He didn't have to stay on the clear. But the bomb's in nonetheless.
Really good round here that they could still convert. 2 on 3, sure. Bomb's just gone down. Responders are here.
How do you cage short? I mean, Slacks has gone mini.
He has the AWP, though. It's great to take the fight over towards long, right?
Perfect pop. He's completely blind, and that suggests short is going to be occupied. Nearly collat. Up to ZywOo in the 1v2.
Sorry, guys. We just lost the complete feed, so we didn't see the final kill.
I didn't ignore it. I just didn't see it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Well, we didn't know what to say because we literally didn't see it. So, sorry, guys.
It just sounded like we've stopped working for a second. We did, actually. Yeah. Stop. Normally, I try and cover for it, but I actually just had no idea.
And the screen just went completely black.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was exciting.
Did ZywOo clutch? No, here's the answer. That's what happened.
Okay. That was a 2 on 3.
Oh, man, it's back to back.
Sorry, everybody. Anyway.
Yo, this is starting to get interesting. Starting to get very interesting.
Wow, Vitality. I didn't think we'd see them behind, right?
Especially with ZywOo and Magisk both delivering in such buckets and spades on the A site.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a bit odd right now. Obviously, the clutch is going against them. That's 1 point, and no opening towards B again. Seems to be name of the game. Traded out. Firewalker.
I like it.
A Firewalker.
Hey, that's a pretty sick name, man. He belongs in the last Airbender. They're wrapping in.
Seen this crossfire work before?
Quick. This is so quick. Great reflexive incendiary.
They're all rotating over. Vitality are about to get boned here.
And that's the technical term. Here comes the swing. Oh. Really actually ate that up.
They're getting put on notice. It's like, well, we need to tidy up this, that, and the other. We can't overp. We can't give anybody any way back into a game because we end up in overtime and things get a little bit stressy.
It's a message as well to those that are coming against you about your map pool. You'll know not only do they see what you're banning, they see how you play, and they see how you play on Inferno. Perhaps a map that wouldn't have been necessarily in their best of 3 pool becomes more interesting for them if this is how an embodiment of Vitality's current Inferno shake-up.
The only sad thing about Vitality is they don't play Ancient.
Is sad. That is really sad.
Yeah. Who wants to play Mirage over Ancient? Orange map fans. All right, well, down mid again. Same little Aggie move, but this time with some follow through Spitty. Oh, he might get this one. He will, and it was, well, not the cleanest of kills. Traded back, damage done. Slacks down to 2.
Slacks is so lucky he didn't go down there. That would have been round defining. Gotta stay alive. Oh, stared. Doesn't stay alive, just as the smoke was fading on half wall.
The thing is, I'm not going to count Sprout out of any of these scenarios, right? So they've been good on the individuals to lock down rounds, but let's see if Rouse could do it because there's an onslaught of Vitality members in Banana ready to come his way.
Anyone can do it, Rouse can.
Rouse, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can.
Rouse.
Oh, that's a freebie right there. Apex not expecting the re-aggression, so Slack's just playing super Aggie in mid. Oh, and he's created jumping out the second mid window. Man! Das ist nicht gut, Junge.
Ja, das ist sehr schlecht für die deutsche Mann. Alter.
Junge.
Was kann ich sagen?
They're both here, though. Rouse and Marex. They're just playing so quiet. They're letting him in.
Yeah, maybe they don't check it. Catches a time in two bags.
Wrong corner.
That's the bomb. He's not ready for the quick swing. Flashes.
They have any idea?
They know now. The silencer masked it, and they will convert it. Marex will close, but the silencer stopped and kept them guessing. I think he was looking construction, Chad.
Was ist das?
Ja, ich habe keine Ahnung.
Oh, dearie me. What a comical round that one was.
Ja.
That was, well, entertainment personified right there. All right, well, it's double OT or a third map. So you guys be the judge. Here we go, back into the fray. That felt like it should have been Vitality's. Think about the openings, the trade out on Spitty. ZywOo found one as well onto Stare and Banana, but here we go. And Slax, he's unrelenting with his aggression.
Okay, boost half wall. They are going to be at least given top Banana without too much problem. Hello. Goodbye. Apex is getting away from the flames. Smoke to extinguish. Okay. Now then, we wrote them out once. This is for the push to a third map. Vitality still with the man advantage and starting to consider their options. He got Masuta posted up in apps, Dupree hoping to catch anything early, but the bomb's still loose and loads of time. Not loads of nades.
Is indecision going to get the best of Vitality, though? Because the way that the round worked last time, they weren't diligent on their clears, and that came back to bite them. So they need to be able to work this one out, and they need to be able to piece this one together. But Slax has found Apex again, the re-aggression.
Okay, trades everywhere.
Oh!
And Dupree loses his hair. Big shot. 1 for ZywOo. 2 to find. And this is to force a third map. Sprout to take the Vitality's pick away from them.
Mirage.
Yep.
1 round away, 1 kill away.
He'll clear this. ZywOo's a robot. And he's just adjusted perfectly into Rouse. He wants to play on.
Deep CT smoke here. He could play with that. Marix is coming fast up. Banana has utility of his own, and ZywOo's making a move here. Head-on collision.
Oh, he knows everything. ZywOo saves Vitality, a sigh of relief from everyone else in that jersey.
About a time that the clutch would go Vitality's way, right? Because so far the clutches have, well, it's felt like they've gone from the eye test in the way of Sprout more often than not. We do have a little bit of a technical timeout call just here, so we will be stalling out just before we get back into this one. But wow, around again, Slax is so annoying. Apex is, look, we could have mold cam, I think as Twitch chat is calling it, because the re-picks from Slax late.
Still peeking middle.
Yeah, like, no, but honestly, man, like, I'm getting mad for Apex in those type of moments because an AWPer going like that, it's so risky.
Yeah, but look at the grimace on Magic's face. I mean, he actually just looks like he's seen or smelt something disgusting. Ugh.
We're just having a little bit of a discussion right now. I think we are going to find the game continuing. Yeah, this is one of the issues that does crop up from time to time. But we are getting back underway. So,
like, this is part of my scientific theory that I play better when I need to pee.
okay. Well,
Magisk needs to pee.
well, look, I don't know if you play better or not. We're about to find out.
Yeah,
Let's see.
that's what I'm saying. This is it. Part of my scientific experiment. We know a professional Counter-Strike player has the additional bonus of wanting to finish quick. ZywOo. Oh, leads from the front line, takes down Spitty and Slax. This is very rinse and repeat for him. He likes to take the peak, likes to get brought down to 20 HP. Let's see if he can avoid the crater.
I feel like there's one way you can deal with that. You just leave a player in boiler the entire time. And then if Slax wants to go for that type of a move and he gets a kill, he instantly cops a bullet in the side of the dome. So maybe that's where they'll park Dupree for now because the rest of them are already going into B. Stare has left the site. He's going to rotate back in and get an absolute rude shock. Apex says hello. And that is the bomb site open for business. The kills keep coming. And that's the first in double OT.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, as simple as that. Doesn't really get much more clear cut. Slax and Marix, who have been caged by Dupree, they don't have the certainty of apartment, so they're just going to have to try and save in plain sight towards Library and CT. Doesn't mean all too much in the grand scheme with 12,500.
I want to say 1250, but it's not.
I want to say 12.5. I don't know.
We could say 12.5.
12.5.
12.5 is good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 12.5 is good. I like 12.5 because it's like 12 is the 12,005.
Everything else, you just have to add them with zeros.
Yeah, because we've never done that before. It was 10K or it was 16K. 12.5. I like it. I like it. You've done great there.
Thank you.
You're getting a pay rise, I heard.
I love my numbers. Oh, Slax does not love the amount of numbers coming towards him. It was just a matter of time, but there you have it. First round, second OT, and a smile creeps onto the face of Dupree.
Let's see how quickly they can mow through this now, because Vitality, you've been, well, you haven't been, you've had to earn yourself a couple of chances here, just like Sprout had to earn themselves a way into OT in the first place. This is great to see Sprout putting up this level of fight. I'm really happy that we get to see clutches from Rouse, Slacks on the AWP being unrelenting. Stair has been great. Marix has had his moments. Marix has 25 kills. It feels like a quiet 25. He's obviously had his impact, but it hasn't been in the same way.
It sounded like a copy pasta right now. A
working
quiet 25.
I remember a Stair 30 bomb. I don't remember a Marix 30 bomb.
That's what they say. 3, make it 4. I can't count. Members of Vitality are already given the freedom of top banana, and this doesn't go well for Rouse. Historically, takes the fight, loses it. And maybe the sight, unless Stair could be the hero that Sprout need. He's again stepped up. He can't keep fighting.
Oh, he can.
He does keep fighting with 5 HP and perhaps just trying to buy time. I don't know why Slax and Smitty have only just now pulled out the evacuation chute to B.
They contest this one here because Cash is starting to get a little bit light on, especially for Slacks, who is the AWP player for the team. Marix lining up a Hey Future Pros tip right now as they can molly over towards Emo. They can smoke off Banana. They can flash on in. That would be the recipe for success here.
Oh, good damage from Apex, suppressing. Time really light on now. You're going to lose everything if you go for this. And there's Spitty's first to fall. The rest added to the naughty list. And there you have it, 20 secure Vitality. It's often regarded that even in those close affairs where an underdog forces you into overtime, it is those with the more experienced roster, those more familiar with the overtime gameplay that tend to come out on top. Well, Vitality so far demonstrating just that.
Yeah, you get a deeper playbook, you get less nervous, the situation doesn't get the better of you. That's just to name a couple of reasons, right? I'm sure we could keep on going. They've actually been able to splash the cash quite perfectly here because Slacks has got the AWP out, so those financial woes that I was, woeing about have been sorted.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, they've obviously do. Maybe Marix is an accountant from Luxembourg. You never know. Yanko could be onto something here. Oh, they won't pick this time. They want to. They're flirting with the idea.
He's right where Rouse has been getting swung on by Magisk every time. This time he brings the fight to them. Masuta did catch a bullet. Rouse and Slacks are still here in deep capacity. They're on the site side. The trajectory will betray their position.
Spitty's the only one lurking around top mid. Marix has floated over towards B as well. And while Slacks' AWP is noted now, do they just hightail it? Do they just hightail it back? No, they're going forward off of this. They're going in.
Yeah, forces the extinguish out Rouse. He'll just stand and wait for Slacks to deliver. Molly will force him out. Has to smoke himself. Good kill. The flames have spread. That's at least Masuta down. Chipping away. The M4s have a one-shot headshot now. No dinks, no problems. First is found by Slacks. Rouse to trade bomb now loose, and there we have it. One, a necessary one on their CT side.
Okay, well, that's given them at least a base to work with now. But Vitality, if they can get to 22, they'll convert here in double OT. If we go 21-21, we go again. Or Sprout are still in a position where they need to get all 3 T rounds consecutively here. But remember the problems Vitality were having in Banana. Stair was walking up. How are Masuta and Apex going to deal with this? Because it has to stop. If it continues to happen, the game's going to, keep on going. How are they going to put an end to this?
He's going. He's off to his usual domicile.
Not so swift about it this time round. I think he may have been prepared for some form of a counter.
So how do we force off this setup? You can't just walk into it.
Coming through.
You can just walk into it. Dupree takes some damage. Dupree deals some as well. A double out of the Dane. Matrix. Matrix is...
Oh, it could be in the Matrix, as old Marix.
Marix. He's hanging out on his library smoke, and yeah, they are just going to be kind of held at bay. The fact that there's already a CT on T ramp means this is it. All or nothing.
Yeah, Masuta is pushing to contain, right? And this is what you like, right? If you push and you keep going, give it the kill, you give an avenue back, but he's just pushing to contain. So this is great stuff. Good reserved counter-strike here from both Apex and Masuta. You can see Apex trying to contain that CT spawn. He's going to get a fight coming his way momentarily. Look at this. Very procedural from Marix here. Oh, there's a chance.
Yeah, big chance. He wants to actually continue to apply the pressure to Apex, forces utility out and forces Apex back. Zaiwu Graveyard.
2v3 on A.
Zaiwu doesn't really need much help. He's got Magisk though in tow. And Vitality are going to have themselves some series points, a handful of them available. 2 opportunities to end it here.
Just one more round required right now, and yeah, it's looking good. It looks like they've tied up a couple of those little dramas, but one of the difference makers in that round was Stead didn't go banana. Right? He didn't go banana and look for the kill, and that's probably because he was expecting something a little bit more aggy. This is interesting from dupreeh here. I think he understands, right? If you're the arch player and you're on your own, he could have just got caught in no man's land. So he's gone forward on the re-peak to try and catch them nades out. Did exactly that. Did enough damage to stall out the play. So great work from dupreeh. But let's see, we're back underway here, and well, ZywOo extremely aggressive, looking for a chicken pick kill. And here is our man.
Stare.
A bit of banana.
He's done it again. Highway robbery of the defense. Masuta alone, and if they can avoid early casualties, never mind, they've actually caused another one. dupreeh went for a push down middle, now his corpse litters the middle lane.
Well, this is the thing. Vitality can take a gamble with these last three players, right? And I don't mean gamble aside, but take a couple of risks that you wouldn't take in regulation when you know you're trying to secure 16. Because you have another shot at things next round. You may as well try some, well, something a little bit fruity, something a little bit outside of the box. It looks like they're just playing a 2-1 with Magisk on A. So if they return to his bomb site, he'll have to do it all. But ZywOo can start to push. This is what I was talking about.
Push he will. He knows at least confirmation there's one there, very loud. Steps on the step. Oh, and the taps connect. It is going to be a spotless finish. Masuta alone and on the wrong bomb site. That is if the A scout continues and does his full clear. Now we know, and the bomb's off to A.
Yeah, so just putting their little tentacles out, right? So multiple members just peering into both bomb sites to see what feels the nicest. And right now, it will be A. Bomb planted, 40 seconds thrust onto the clock. Masuta still a little bit curious about where he needs to go. He has to rotate through CT. Would have to fight Spitty, who's already setting up a bit of a camp over towards the well. Having a bit of a drink. And make sure you're drinking at home too. Maybe you're enjoying the Counter-Strike, but don't forget to have the H2O.
Oh no. 3 liters a day now.
Yeah,
You've upgraded from the 2.5.
I'm just going to keep upping it.
Yeah.
Yep. 3's pretty easy, right? See these bottles we have here?
That's one, right?
Right? Yeah. No, this is 750 ml.
Oh.
But if every 4 hours you drink one of these,
Easy.
you'll have had 3 liters in a day.
That's easy enough.
Yeah.
Spitty might even take this AK away. Masuta's been staring at this long enough. I'd be getting bored.
I would be getting bored too. But yeah.
Masuta's not got bored at all. He was so ready for that.
Everyone knows like that little explosion trick and then go these days. So when you know it's about to go off, that's when you're on high alert. But he does it again. This time he doesn't see it. What do you see? Do you not have the same smoke we do? Actually, there's a high chance he doesn't have the same
Probably
smoke.
not. Yeah, and there was no smoke in the feed either, so I don't know what's going on there.
Come on, Gabe.
Gaben.
We love you. Double AWPs, also known as the DORPs. This is it. If we go 21-21, we will be going to another ad break, and then we will be coming back for overtime number 3.
Magisk will be sprinting across the studio. Let's see if we can finish this one here and now. 2 AWPs, as highlighted. Does mean that this is going to feel different. ZywOo actively posted up.
Oof, dupreeh with a shot there. Not able to connect. His scope's going to have been heard, Alex.
Yeah, and they might want to punish that. He's not even prepared for this. I don't think they're ready for this. Despite that, Rowls, his opponent Flash just whittles away at him. Gone now.
I understand the decision because the AWP was spotted over towards short side, so they wanted to try and punish long, but straight into the M4. And the thing is, it's 2 AWPs in play, so now if they think they can head back towards B and there won't be any AWP there, that's going to be completely incorrect. Apex, Masuta, ZywOo, the French, to lock down the bothersome bomb side of B. Back towards A.
Yeah, it could work. It could work. It's a bit of long control. There's a lot more options available to you here. Actually, going to go through the arch smoke. Apex.
This is heard. He's hearing all of this.
All of it.
This is perfect for ZywOo's AWP.
Oh, at least Apex has gone down, but they know he knows, and they commit anyway. ZywOo trying to catch that B player. Stare was waiting so long, but still goes down now as ZywOo can focus all of his attention here on the wrap. Masuta just stands to deliver the spray. It ends here. 15 seconds, he doesn't have the health. He goes down from behind, and Vitality, sweat on the brow. They were made to work for that one. Double overtime. And it does conclude. Vitality will take the series 2-0 in their opening affair here. Group B, Pro League Season 15 continues after the break.